WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We're expecting a ruling from Facebook's oversight board any moment now on whether former President Trump's account will be reinstated or suspended indefinitely. It was put on hold after January's riot at the Capitol and claims Mr. Trump incited the violence. Harvard law professor.
It's a complete myth to think that anyone has a First Amendment right to have a voice on a privately owned platform.
CNET's Ian Schur says Facebook's decision could have a global impact.
I think if this ends up being something that the oversight board says, yes, Facebook was right and he should remain banned from the platform, the next question will be, okay, what other threatening and harassing world leaders should also be removed?
The House wants the number 3, Liz Cheney, demoted. Congressman Steve Scalise issued a statement this morning calling for Cheney to be ousted from her leadership position for continuing to criticize former President Trump over his false claim the 2020 presidential election was stolen. Scalise says he's backing Congresswoman Elise Stefanik to replace her. Last week, the CDC gave the green light for fully vaccinated Americans to take off their masks outdoors. What'll it take to put them away for good? CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky tells CBS.
Feeling more comfortable with both increased vaccination and decreased disease, we'll look forward to another release of relaxed restrictions.
More than 50% of U.S. adults have now been vaccinated. We have word just in. Facebook's oversight board has upheld the company's decision to restrict Donald Trump's access to posting content on his page and Instagram account. Police in San Francisco say they've arrested a suspect in the stabbings of 2 Asian. Them is this man's grandmother.
I guess she was attacked from behind and stabbed through the arm and into the chest. She didn't know the other victim, and they were both at the bus stop.
So far, police have not labeled it a hate crime. There's controversy over a new course at an Ivy League college.
The Cornell University rock climbing course is aimed at people of color, its instructors say, because rock climbing is white-centric due to accessibility and cost issues. Now whites are accusing the school of reverse racism. A Cornell student calls that premise laughable. A university spokesman tells the Cornell Daily Sun the class is open to minorities. Peter King, CBS News.
Again, our top story, Facebook's board is continuing to restrict President Trump's Instagram and Facebook accounts. This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
Get huge savings with fuel rewards every time you fill up at one of your 26 area Forward. Get at least 5 cents off a gallon every single fill up and earn even more when you make purchases in store. You can regularly save 10, 20, even 30 cents off a gallon, which means less money goes into your tank and more stays into your wallet. Visit fuelrewards.com to sign up and start saving today. That's Fuel Rewards at your area Forward Shell convenience stores. And remember, when you want to pay less at the pub, go Forward.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. Really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-724-7317. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call Day at 800-724-7317 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-724-7317 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-724-7317.
From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News. It's 45 degrees at 9:05. Good morning, I'm Dave Maurer. General Motors' first quarter net income surged to $2.98 billion as strong U.S. consumer demand and higher prices overcame production cuts brought on by the global shortage of computer chips. The big profit increase was 12 times larger than the same period last year when the start of the coronavirus pandemic forced automakers to shutter factories, limiting $147 million. Despite the semiconductor shortage, GM stuck with full-year pre-tax earnings guidance of $10 billion to $11 billion issued earlier in the year. It predicted earnings at the higher end of the range. The company predicts a strong first half with a pre-tax profit of around $5.5 billion. Freeland, Birch Run, and Merrill Community Schools all face the ballot box with their bond proposals only the Freeland bond passed. Birch Run's proposal was close, failing by a matter of 4 votes, 626 yes to 630 no. Freeland was approved easily, implementing a $2 million sinking fund millage over the next 8 years, worth nearly $892,000 to allow building updates and additions, as well as improvements to school security and technology. Police in Isabella County are looking for a suspect in an attempted armed robbery in a convenience store in the area of Isabella and Broadway in Mount Pleasant around 1:40 yesterday morning. Police say the suspect pulled a handgun on the clerk. However, the clerk told police he also produced a handgun in self-defense, which caused the suspect to flee the scene. The suspect was wearing black clothing with a white knit cap and a face mask. Anyone with information about the incident is asked to call the Isabella County Sheriff's Department. An AmeriCorps grant will be helping 58 foster grandparents serve as mentors and tutors. WSGW's Rick Antonio has more.
The $754,000 grant announced by Congressman Dan Kildee from Flint will go to the Saginaw County Commission on Aging to support the foster grandparent program to provide tutoring in literacy and math and support students with special needs. Funds were awarded to the Commission on Aging through the AmeriCorps Seniors Foster Grandparent Program. For more than 50 years, the Foster Grandparent Program has provided grants to organizations to engage low 55 and older by providing one-on-one mentoring and academic support to children with special or exceptional needs. Congressman Kildee says he's grateful for all the volunteers serving their community, especially during the pandemic when many students have struggled with learning loss. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
WSGW News Time, 9:07.
Dan, still loving the new ride? Yeah, the car is amazing, but the loan? Instead of 0 to 60, I went from 0 to broke. Why not refinance with DCECU? They have great rates and great service. Right now, they're deal for refinancing. And if you're not already a member, it's easier than ever to join. Wow, sign me up.
Let DCECU give you the key to savings. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender, and you could lower your monthly payment with rates as low as 2.49% APR. Plus, you'll get a 2% cash refund on the amount of the refinance loan. Not a member? You can be. Learn more at dcecu.org/auto-refi. Membership eligibility required. All loans subject to approval. Rates, terms, and conditions are subject to change and may vary based on creditworthiness, qualifications, and collateral conditions. For complete offer details and requirements, visit DCECU. Insured by NCUA.
WSGW News Time, 9:08. Saginaw police have released the name of the 29-year-old man who died early Monday morning during a shooting at a house party. DeMarco Baskin and 4 others were shot during the incident at 1315 Randolph. Information on how seriously the others were injured has not been released. The shooting is still under investigation and no arrests have been made. A Bay City man faces attempted murder charges after allegedly stabbing and holding a Traverse City man at gunpoint shortly after midnight Tuesday. Police with the Grand Traverse County Sheriff's Office say the Bay City man entered the victim's Garfield Township apartment and began stabbing him. The suspect was found injured, laying in the grass outside the apartment. According to police, the victim managed to escape to call 911 and was taken to a local hospital for his injuries. The Bay City man was treated, then taken to Grand Traverse County Jail and charged with attempted murder, unlawful imprisonment, felony firearms, and felonious assault. The situation remains under police investigation. Walmart and Sam's Club are now administering walk-up COVID-19 vaccines at pharmacies across Michigan. WSGW's Ann Williams has more.
The company is also rolling out new programs to both encourage people to get a vaccine and continue efforts across the country. All Walmart and Sam's Club pharmacy locations across walk-in vaccine appointments as supply allows, in addition to scheduled appointments. Customers who schedule an appointment can complete pre-vaccination paperwork ahead of time. Appointments can be made on the Walmart and Sam's Club websites, and you don't have to be a Sam's Club member to get your vaccine there. The company has launched a nationwide Get Out the Vaccine campaign to encourage more people to get vaccinated. It provides education materials in stores about the effectiveness and safety of the vaccine. As part of the effort, Walmart is utilizing mobile clinics to bring vaccines directly into select communities via events and gatherings. And 100.5 and 790.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 7520790. It's 910. I'm Dave Maurer.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Cloudiness can linger in the area early today. Plenty of sunshine for this afternoon. Highs will top out near 56 degrees. Winds northwesterly 5 to 15 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible.
Hi, Nick. Can you hear me?
Clouds beyond the increase.
Yes, I can.
About 239, and winds become light. Thursday, partly sunny. Chance for rain developing. Highs head back into the 50s. Winds north-northwest per hour. Thursday night, partly
you can hear me.
Lows fall back to 30. Good. And then Friday, chance for rain developing again, and highs reach 55. I'm Phil Jensko with the WSGW weatherology forecast.
Right now it's 43. Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW for this Wednesday morning. And a number of things to do this morning. Later on, after the 10 o'clock news, Jamie Markley will be with us from Markley, VanCamp and Robbins. We'll talk about RoofMaxx at 11 o'clock on Focus this morning. But we're going to begin this morning talking to a very special guest. We say good morning to Nick Assendelft. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
We're doing well. Tell everybody where you're from.
I'm from the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy.
And what are we going to be talking about this morning? Because I know it's a pretty important topic.
It certainly is. So EGLE, as we're known, is leading the effort to develop the My Healthy Climate Plan. And part of that process is participating in the Council on Climate Solutions. And we are having a public listening session this evening at 6 o'clock. It's online, but it's an opportunity for anybody who wants to join to listen in on comments that the public has regarding the development of this plan, and also to offer their opinions too. You know, we want to make sure that we hear from as many people as possible, not just the people on the council or other folks involved. That way, we want to make sure that we hear from the people who really are going to be impacted and affected by the My Healthy Climate Plan.
In order to have a My Healthy Climate Plan, we have to have a starting point. How would you assess Michigan's climate right now?
Well, it
seems relatively healthy.
But and it's certainly in transition as well. There are a lot of factors that go into that. Obviously, you're seeing a big transition away from fossil fuels and more toward renewable energy. One of the roles of EGLE is to monitor air quality and water quality, and So we continue to do that even during the pandemic. Our staff has been working remotely and still being able to make sure that everybody still complies with what they're supposed to comply with. But there are obviously factors that are outside of our control, such as climate change. So there are a lot of factors that are going to go into this. A lot of decisions that are going to have to be made. A lot of people who are going to offer input and offer perspectives and offer ideas on what can go into this plan. So we're supposed to have something to the governor by the end of this year, and we're certainly working toward that goal.
With all of the power companies moving away from fossil fuels, they've all given us dates by 2035, 2040, somewhere in that range. The move toward electric vehicles. I mean, what more emissions-wise do you think we can do?
Well, it's kind of interesting, some of the comments we heard at our last public listening session that was on April 22nd, which was Earth Day, by the way. People had a lot of interesting ideas. Topics that came about were, energy efficiency, building codes. There were even comments about, restricting, allowing people to idle their vehicles while nobody's in them. Also, folks talked about livestock and, going more toward a plant-based society. So, all those ideas are out there, and all those ideas will be taken into consideration, obviously, as we move forward on this process. But, there's not going to be a single silver bullet that's going to solve this issue. It's a huge issue, and it affects every part of society. And, we have to try to get our arms around it and try to develop a plan that's going to benefit Michiganders as we go forward.
At what point do we say enough's enough? I mean, we've made so many strides, particularly in clean air and clean water. At what point do we say, okay, we're at a satisfied level?
Well, I'm not sure that you can ever be satisfied when you talk about clean air and clean water. It's you're always going to strive for something that is better and strive for something that make sure that it doesn't impact anybody adversely health-wise. So that struggle is always going to be there, we also don't know what the new technologies are going to be coming down the pike. So there's always going to be some different ways to look at how you're achieving the goals that you set, and there's always going to be new goals that you're setting. So it's healthy, obviously, to have a goal to reach, but I think part of that is knowing that those goalposts will always be moving in some way, and you just need to be prepared to continue to try to reach for those new goals.
Let's look at clean air specifically. What part do we as humans play? What part does Mother Nature play?
Well, I'm not a scientist, so I can't. That's not quite in my wheelhouse. But I think it's fair to say that there are a lot of aspects that have a role that we need to take a look at. Certainly there are technologies and changes and things that we do as a society that have some impact on clean air, but there's also a role that we need to understand that Mother Nature plays as well. So, and I think part of that type of information, that kind of debate, is what the Council on Climate Solutions will be listening to here in the next few months to try to get their arms around, what are the most effective recommendations in terms of how to take into account the impacts that humans have and take into account the impact that Mother Nature has, and try to formulate that into a plan and developing goals that we can try to strive to reach.
So if the public wants to take part in these hearings, how do they do that again?
Well, they can go to michigan.gov/climate, and on there you'll see a link for this to register for tonight's session. There's also a link there for the recording from our April 22nd session. So you have an opportunity. It's about an hour and a half long or so. You can have an opportunity to hear what everybody said on the previous session. And anybody who wants to join, who might have been on that earlier one, welcome to come to this one as well. Maybe something jogged your memory before, or maybe there's something somehow they want to participate. So there's no restriction in terms of if you attended one that you can't attend this one. The more the merrier. We've, I think, as of yesterday, we had about 160 people sign up, and we should certainly hope that number goes higher by this evening.
What time will this start?
Starts at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Very good. Well, Nick, thanks for spending a few minutes with us this morning. We appreciate it.
No problem at all. I appreciate your interest in the issue, and thank you for helping get the word out.
Well, down the road, we'll have to chat again.
Oh, yeah, certainly.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Art.
Yep,
All right,
bye-bye.
you too. Bye.
All right, we thank Nick for joining us from EGLE. We'll take a break, and then we will be back with open phones on the Art Lewis Show.
Drive green with Bader & Sons Company all year long and enjoy the ride. Run with us from now until June 1st and get an even better deal on 1 to 5 Series John Deere tractors with John Deere Rewards. Productivity and versatility are how we run. That's why the 1 through 5 Series John Deere tractors and attachments are engineered to help you till, mulch, haul, seed, load, and of course, mow. Stop in today or buy online at greentractors.com.
Wearing a mask is more than protection. It's a bridge to better days. The path back to celebrations with family. Nights out on the town with friends. Game days with your favorite sports teams. And the favorites. But until we can all get the COVID-19 vaccine and build community immunity, which will take time, we all need to continue to stay careful. Because Michigan's recovery is depending on you, and so are your family, friends, and neighbors. So even after you're vaccinated, wear a mask, avoid large gatherings, and social distance. One day in the near future, we will all be able to put this pandemic behind us. But until then, spread hope, not COVID. More at michigan.gov/coronavirus. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
For over 40 years, Region 7 Area Agency on Aging has focused on helping our citizens and providing them with a wide range of free services. From helping you find the right drug plan to helping your loved ones get innovative care at home with access to in-home medical care, medical transportation, and so much more. Call the Region 7 Area Agency at 800-858-1637 or visit us online at region7aaa.org.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Payroll processing company ADP is reporting strong job growth last month, 742,000 new positions created by private employers in April. Economists were predicting even stronger numbers, though ADP revised March growth higher. Is a preview of the monthly employment report, which is released by the Labor Department on Friday. General Motors' first quarter earnings were double what Wall Street was expecting. Chief Executive Mary Barra says GM's investment in electric vehicles will continue to accelerate. There's a merger in the cryptocurrency business. Galaxy Digital is buying BitGo. Galaxy is paying $1.2 billion in cash and stock for BitGo. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Kosoba. Invested in you.
Only T-Mobile for Business uses unconventional thinking to help businesses realize new possibilities, like our WFX solutions, enabled by our nationwide 5G network that help teams stay connected and productive where work happens. We also provide an award-winning customer experience and first-class benefits with every plan. Get unmatched network support and value without any trade-offs at T-Mobile.com/unconventional. Capable device required. Coverage not available in some areas. Some uses may require certain plan or features. See T-Mobile.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
It's all about the nose. It's your air filter, the first line of defense against bacteria and viruses. If too many germs get stuck in your nose, guess what? You get sick. That's why it's so important to keep your nose clean, just like washing your hands. Nasal irrigation gets rid of germs by rinsing the nasal cavity, but neti pots are hard to use and, frankly, kind of gross. Now there's a better way to keep your nose clean and help your body protect itself. It's called Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, bacteria, and viruses. Millions use Navage for fast, all-natural relief from sinus congestion and allergies, and to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage is easy to use, affordable, and comes with an absolute guarantee of satisfaction. You wash your hands and brush your teeth every day. Now it's time to start cleaning your nose with Navage.com, CVS, Walgreens, Bed Bath, Target, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Swinging a fly ball right field, deep down the line, got a chance, and gone, a home run. Jamer Candelario with his second home run.
The Tigers play 6:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
Man, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show. Open edition for the remainder of the hour. Whatever's on your mind, give us a call. Saginaw, Bay City, 752-6111, toll free 866-790 WSGW. Out of state, 989-752-6111. Well, I wondered how long this would take. As you know, if you drive around and look at almost any business, you're going to see help wanted signs. And there is a problem getting people to work. And part of it is attributed to the fact that unemployment has the added money, which actually in many ways pays more than what they were making when they were working. So they don't want to go back to work. I wondered how long it would take for someone to realize that needs to change. Well, the state of Montana has decided to end the extra unemployment pay due to worker shortages because they believe that it has stifled the desire to go back to work. And beginning in June 27th, unemployed workers in Montana will no longer receive $300 in extra weekly benefits. And the state will launch a new program to provide bonuses to unemployed workers who return to work. In other words, incentivize people to work, not incentivize them to not work. Well, what a concept. Montana, they say, is open for business again, but employers are having a great deal of difficulty trying to find workers. So under the new incentive program, workers currently receiving unemployment benefits can qualify, now catch this, for a one-time $1,200 bonus after they've completed 4 weeks in a new job. Governor has approved $15 million in funding for the new incentives from federal corona relief dollars dedicated and allocated to the state of Montana. What a concept. We talked about that weeks ago, that it was backwards, that they're incentivizing people not to work rather than to go back to work. And here Montana says, okay, let's do it the other way. Reduce the unemployment benefits, go back to work for 4 weeks, and we'll give you $1,200, which is equal to 4 weeks of that extra $300 payment. It will be interesting to watch this and see if it produces the desired outcome. Will it, in fact, send people back to work? You would think so. You would hope so, anyway. We'll find out. We'll watch it. The Facebook board today, their consultancy board or whatever they call them, has come to back Facebook's ruling banning President Trump from their platform. So as it stands right now, former President Trump cannot use Facebook platforms to send out his messages. Pat has a question regarding Liz Cheney. Okay. Pat, what's the question?
Bear with me. I was reaching for headphones and I forgot Charlie took them across the hall. So I can't hear you.
Okay.
I'll ask my question. I'll turn off the microphone. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That works. Go ahead.
And then I'll come back.
Yeah.
just a question. So you follow more what's happening, I think, on the Republican side of things on Congress than I would. Sort of like how Charlie will come to me sometimes if there's some inner squabbles happening with the Democratic side.
Sure.
So my question is, it sounds like that the Republican leadership wants to push Liz Cheney out of any kind of leadership role that she has over there. Would that be considered canceling her?
I'll tell you what, I'm glad you brought this up because it's on my list of things to talk about, and I'm going to surprise you as to how I'm going to talk about it. I just mentioned the fact that the Facebook board agreed with Facebook in banning President Trump from using the platform for an indefinite period of time. My thoughts on this go like this. The Republicans who are first to complain about what Facebook is doing because they believe that it's a conspiracy to cancel out Republican or conservative views from the platform, aren't they in fact doing the same thing with Liz Cheney? They're trying to cancel her out because of something she said and what she believes in. Is that not the same thing? And I really struggle with that because I think you have to be consistent. I don't think they're being consistent. She had a right to vote and say what she thought about President Trump. And, if other Republicans don't like it, well, I guess that's fine. Now, I will tell you this, they have every right to reduce her impact in Congress. If they want to strip her of her leadership roles, it's within their purview to do it. But then they also have to realize that because Facebook is a private company, it's in their purview to do what they've done. Now, I don't necessarily, I don't necessarily agree with what Facebook is doing, because I do think they are limiting one side of the debate, not both sides of the debate. But in taking off against Liz Cheney, the Republicans are doing in some ways exactly the same thing. Does that answer the question?
No debate. I just was asking a question. I was going for your expertise when it comes to
I wouldn't go expertise. That's a strong word. It's an opinion. That's all.
Thank you for answering. No, I appreciate it.
All right. Nice. We have a caller. William is in Bay City. William, good morning to you.
Good morning. You're talking about apples and oranges. That's they're both true, but they're different. That's supposed to be an open marketplace, Facebook, for anybody to say what their different opinions. But in the Republican side, she shouldn't be allowed to do that because she's supposed to be a Republican.
Well, but there are different Republicans have different views within the Republican Party.
Yeah, but they obviously don't like what she has to say.
Well, and let me point something else out. You say it's an open platform. It is a private business. In exactly the same way that this radio station is a private business. You do not have a right to the airtime. It is a privilege to use the airtime to call in.
I know that's like the bakery said those people if they want to make a big cake for them, they didn't have.
Now that's apples and oranges.
So you have a difference of opinion.
Well, I think the world runs on a difference. I think the world runs on a difference of opinion. I don't want someone arbitrarily deciding that I can't speak because they don't like my opinion. You don't want anybody telling you that either.
Excuse me for interrupting. The governor is like that. She wants people to do things that they don't want to do.
Well,
it reminds me of somebody that came from Germany a long time ago.
Well, here's the thing about the governor. She can act within her powers. Once she gets outside of her powers, then she gets knocked down, and that's what the court did to her. The court told her she exceeded her powers back in the spring of last year and knocked her down and got rid of that power. However, she found a way around it, but that's politics.
Right. I have to go, though.
All righty.
I'm busy.
Yep.
Right, thank you. Bye.
Yep. Bye-bye. All right. Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111. Toll free inside the state of Michigan, 866-790-WSGW. If you're outside the state of Michigan, call 752-6111. Whatever you want to talk about. It's an open hour up till the top of the hour. Next hour, we'll talk to Jamie Markley a little bit from Markley, VanCamp and Robbins, who you hear from noon to 3 here on WSGW. And we will take a break. But before we do that, I want to talk to you about Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan and their Medicare coverage, which is important to an awful lot of people. When you choose Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan for your Medicare coverage, it's easy to get the care, tests, or treatment you need whenever you need them. When you need access to care, Blue Cross provides you with more options that work for every lifestyle. Schedule appointments for checkups or routine care at a time that's convenient for you. And if you'd like to stay close to home, give the Blue Cross 24/7 nurse line a call or schedule a virtual doctor visit. Whenever you need assistance, Blue Cross will connect you with the information and the help you need. With a Blue Cross Medicare plan, you'll never have to go without your medication. Their easy-to-use prescription drug plans allow you to refill and pick up your medications from your local pharmacy or have them delivered by mail. Get access to the care you need as soon as you need it with Blue Cross, the company that more than 500,000 people in Michigan trust for their Medicare coverage. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card. See what other members are saying at bcbsm.com/seniorcare. And we'll be back after these notes.
Get huge savings with fuel rewards every time you fill up at one of your 26 area Forward Shell convenience stores. Get at least 5 cents off a gallon every single fill up and earn even more when you make purchases in store. You can regularly save 10, 20, even 30 cents off a gallon, which means less money goes into your tank and more stays into your wallet. Visit fuelrewards.com to sign up and start saving today. At your area Forward Shell convenience stores. And remember, when you want to pay less at the pump, go forward.
Spring is here and we are ready to help your yard look just as vibrant and colorful as it should. Quality, locally grown products at very competitive prices. That's why so many of you come to EGLE Greenhouse and Garden Center. Hi, I'm Matt Bouvet. We sincerely appreciate our customers, and we want you to know that when you plant with us, you get the best plants, expert advice, and the safety you would expect from our family-owned business. That's why your mom and dad or even grandparents started their spring with a visit to see us. Stop in today and see why EGLE Greenhouse and Garden Center was voted the top-rated greenhouse in the Great Lakes Bay region. Our reputation for quality and price continues even today. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's that easy. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Plan to plant with us this spring at EGLE Greenhouse and Garden near the freeway, Saginaw. See us today. Let us make your outdoors beautiful.
It's been quite a year, but things are looking up because we're back. Ship your mama down the road. It's the Gift Food and Craft Marketplace brought to you by Ship Shawana on the road. Coming to the Harvey Kern Pavilion, Frankenmuth, Michigan, May 7th and 8th. Spend the day tempting your taste buds, discovering unique gift ideas, and exploring hundreds of booths and thousands of products. Be one of the first 200 and get free money to shop with. Brought to you by Ship Shawana on the road. Pretzels, chocolates, homemade cookies, jewelry, crafts, handbags, home decor, yard decorations, vintage items, furniture, pet supplies, sports stuff, signs, man cave supplies, clothing and fashion, and more. The Harvey Kern Pavilion, Frankenmuth, Michigan, May 7th and 8th. Special hours 2 to 8 Friday, 9 to 6 Saturday. Free parking. Admission only $5 per adult. Children under 12 free. Come and support local small businesses. It's the Gift Food and Craft Show brought to you by Ship Shawana on the Road. For a $1 off coupon, go to ShipShawanaOnTheRoad.com. Also visit us on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah. Hey, my name is Jonelle, and a little thing that I love about Chick-fil-A's new Lemon Kale Caesar salad is every tender, warm, juicy piece of grilled cheese. But it's different. You have the Parmesan breadcrumbs and the mixture of lemon with that romaine and kale. It's almost something I can't explain, but it'll make you want to sing. Lemon Kale Caesar.
Order the new Lemon Kale Caesar salad on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Companies.
Last year, we saw historically low mortgage interest rates. What you may not know is that interest rates are already starting to increase, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. Don't look back and wish that you had taken action. Call 8 or visit rocketmortgage.com.
Rocket. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a RoofMaxx shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money. Guaranteed with RoofMaxx, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
You're in the Stone Specialist Studio. 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. By the way, next hour I mentioned Jamie Markley will be with us up front. After that, I recorded an interview yesterday with the Chief Justice of the Michigan Supreme Court, Bridget McCormick, and we'll have that for you next hour. And Pat, just for your edification, it's on the desktop of the computer to your left. I just thought I'd mention that because you'll have to play it. Anyway, let's go to our phones. Mark is in Midland. Mark, good morning to you.
Morning, Art.
Morning.
I don't know. Pre-COVID, when you filed for unemployment, you were going against where you worked, the benefits that they put in your unemployment. So when they needed you to come back to work and you were drawing unemployment, a claim based on their hours contributions, they were allowed to disallow your unemployment.
A lot of those restrictions were lifted, though. They took away a lot of the regulations and things that you would normally think would happen. Didn't happen. It was a different system. It wasn't the same as in normal times. If you were laid off by your employer and then your employer called you back, you had to go back or you'd lose it. Didn't happen this time. It's different.
Yeah, because of the COVID.
Yeah, COVID changed everything.
Yeah. The other thing I got is the mask. I'm in construction, and I remember when hard hat and safety glasses and PPE came out and everybody was against them. And over the years, you just know when you got to work, you got to put it on. And when you go to the grocery stores, they tell you no shoes, no shirt, no service. And oh, by the way, you got to wear a mask to come in the store. And there's so many people that don't want to do that want to argue. And these poor kids and these poor people and these working in these stores, they can't enforce this. They're in there working. They got to wear the mask. And the boss says, hey, if somebody comes in here, they have to have a mask too. And I don't know why people just can't. They don't have to wear them at home. They don't have to wear them when they don't want to. But when you go into a store, don't put those people in the store at least at risk of getting in an argument with you about wearing a mask.
Yep. Amen.
Whether you believe you're spreading the disease or not, if it says you got to have shoes on, you got to have shoes on. If you got to have a mask on, you got to have a mask on.
Yep.
Put the mask on.
Yep.
I don't
Gotcha.
get it.
Absolutely. Fully agree.
So.
Yep.
I've seen people arguing about this with these poor kids behind and telling them it's against the Constitution and blah, 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 blah. I'm thinking, you know what? Guy, it ain't worth it. It's not worth it.
Yeah. All right.
So, anyway.
Good enough, Mark. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks, Art.
All righty. And let's go to Errol in a second. Errol, good morning.
Good morning. You want something else to worry about besides whether the governor's going to shut down the line up there by Mackinac City? I got something else for you to worry about.
Enbridge said they're not going to shut it down. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when the day comes.
I can't believe that she's got more money than Enbridge has. But anyways, that's not what I'm calling about. They just discovered a toxic disaster between California and Catalina Island. This is in 3,000 feet of water. It's 53,000 barrels of toxic DDT dating back 70 years.
That's where they buried it, huh?
What we're going to do with it.
That's
in 3,000 feet of water. This is going to be a disaster because some of them are leaking now. And So now they got to figure out how did it get there, who put it there, and how they're going to get this taken care of. It's unbelievable.
Going to be interesting.
You want to worry? You worried about Trump? Worry about this more.
Better there than Lake Michigan.
Oh, well, yeah.
So what can I tell you?
A couple of places, but anyway, have a nice day.
You know, I'll give you something else to. Let me give you something else to worry about, Errol.
What?
How much more do you think is buried in the oceans?
Oh, well, in the blue hole in the ocean, I don't know how deep it is, but Chris Hill went all the way to the bottom of this thing. I think they did some films. There was all kinds of rings down there from, the 6 packs of beer and all that kind of stuff. And this is in the bottom of this blue hole.
Yep.
And it is unbelievable stuff that's down there. Just take a look at what's going on in Michigan. Up Elk. There's a blue hole up there, not very far off the dock. And I don't know what's down there, but that hole is there. You can see it if you're in a boat. And that. So, anything else you want to know this morning, sir?
No, that'll do it. Thanks.
Stay healthy and go play golf. Talk to you.
All right, I will. That's a great idea.
I gave Patrick a place to go get the best ice cream on the planet, and that's out by Merrill, that little wee place just outside of Merrill.
Oh, no kidding. All right, very good.
That one.
Excellent.
Bye.
Yeah, he drives by it every day, so he's got easy access. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back with more here on the Art Lewis Show.
Bader & Sons Company is your local John Deere dealer. We are here to help you farm Michigan. We offer replacement parts like filters, belts, and hoses for your equipment. You'll find them in store and online at greentractors.com. With John Deere's Good, Better, Best parts program, combined with our trained parts pros, we can help you find the parts you need. Count on us to provide the service your equipment deserves in our 10 service shops or in the field. Let Bader & Sons Company show you why we have the service and the parts at the right price.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. Free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
And Doug.
And we're back with Limu, Emu, and Doug for the final question. Category is things you climb. All right, Limu, what do you think? You sure? We're going with Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Oh, so close. We were looking for stairs. Huh. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Good morning, team show.
WSGW online poll, COVID crowd tolerance. Results of a recent survey show 65% of people believe they can no longer tolerate crowds and are doing anything to avoid standing in line, too. Some people say that's going to change with a more vaccinated population. Others suggest it just might be how some people are now discovering that they like to live. The same survey showing 61% of people admit they're getting more annoyed easily with around other people and tired of trying to do simple tasks wearing masks. For our poll question, though, we centered on the crowd. What is your crowd? And what will it be in a vaccinated future? Do crowds bother you now and you think that they always will now? Do crowds bother you now, but in the future, when you have a vaccinated future, you'll be okay again? Or crowds don't bother me now, so hey, the future doesn't matter because it's the same now. I want to know what you think at WSGW.com. Scroll down the homepage, find the poll box, and make your votes that way.
The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
On the next Markley, VanCamp and Robbins show.
When will Robbins quit calling Melinda Gates?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I already hate the ex.
And you love her money.
Yes. Keep me, please.
Markley, VanCamp and Robbins. On 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show for this Wednesday morning, midweek. Paul is in Saginaw. Paul, good morning.
Morning, Art. First wrong, Kevin McCarthy's wrong, Liz Cheney is right. But my question is, what do the gossip columnists say Bill Gates and his wife are divorcing? I really don't know. I haven't heard anything on that. Have you?
No, I haven't. Don't care. I mean, the only part of that I care about is the fact the foundation will continue to do the good work it does. And they have both said they will retain their chairmanships and work together at the foundation. Other than that, their private lives is their private life. I could care less.
What are the gossip columns?
I don't know. I don't read the gossip columnists, so couldn't tell you.
Okay. All right.
And I don't care.
That's all I got.
Yeah, all right. Good enough. Bye-bye.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to bring it up. I mean, listen, just because they're in the public eye and because they're billionaires, their net worth is something like $140 billion. Their worth is $140 billion. They're humans. They grew apart for whatever reason after 20 some odd years of marriage, and that happens. They just happen to be in a public position, so they get talked about. I could care less about their private lives or the private lives of anyone else for that matter. I worry about my private life. I am happy to see, though, that the foundation will not be affected because they do some good work around the world. They do some things I disagree with, but they do good work around the world. So, hey, listen, they made the decision. It's between them. Why is it our business? I had never understood that. We put people on these pedestals and down they come. Al is in Midland. Al, good morning.
Good morning, Arthur. I agree with you. Amen. People in their private lives, none of my concern. We shouldn't be worried about that at all.
Yep.
Markley VanCamp I'm curious about their program. I've listened to it some, but it'd be nice if they had a little bit more listener input, had some kind of way of polling the listeners for some topic or something to do with their show to get a little more of the listener viewpoint. I don't know how you feel about that, but
all right. Well, I don't know what their calling policy is, so I'll have to ask Jamie Markley when he's on.
Not necessarily calling, but maybe texting, email, and then discussing some kind of topic from a listener viewpoint.
No, I don't know. I'll mention it to him.
Handled.
Yeah.
I don't know how it would be handled, but just ask him what their ideas are if they are looking for some kind of listener input. I'm just curious to
all right.
if it would improve their show or what. I don't, but it's just a thought.
Okay.
Thank you, Arthur.
You betcha. Take
Have
care.
a good day, sir.
Yep.
Bye
Bye-bye.
now.
Yep. Jamie Markley will be with us next hour for a bit. Look forward to that. You can hear them noon to 3 here on WSGW, as you probably know by now. Anyway, so just to finish up on the Gateses, Bill and Melinda Gates, I understand the media fascination with it because there is a public fascination with it. We as a society, and it's not just here in the United States, it's elsewhere in the world, we have a fascination of people with prominence. If you don't believe that, just look at how this country reacts to Harry and Meghan and William and Kate and the Queen and all of the things that happened in England, the very country we threw out to form our own country. Look at how we treat superstars in sports. We put them on these gigantically high pedestals. And then we watch them fall off with glee, I think. It's a strange psyche we have when it comes to these people. But I don't look at them that way. I look at a man and woman who, after 27 years, I don't know how long they've been married, have decided to go their separate ways in terms of marriage. Okay. Happens every day. Happens to thousands and thousands of people in this country every day. But because they're either very, very wealthy and well-known, or because of who knows what, somehow we look at them differently, you know. Jeff is on the road. Jeff, good morning.
Hi, Art. Just real quick on your previous caller, VanCamp and Robbins show. If you go on their website, they have a place to put in comments. I've done it a couple times. I'm not sure what what effect it has, but I mean that's easy to do. And then I just have some anecdotal evidence for the vaccine. In our family, my 92-year-old mother contracted COVID. My wife did. My 24-year-old did. My daughter-in-law did, and my granddaughter did. None of them vaccinated. I got vaccinated, and I haven't gotten it. So don't know what that proves, but
well, it's probably pretty much within the that's pretty much within the efficacy of the vaccine, because that's pretty much what most people would say. The vaccine does its job.
My mom has been in the hospital since April 11th, and
is
getting out today. But everybody else has come through it okay. So I mean, I suppose some would say, well, but boy, it's wreaked havoc in
well, and here's the thing about the vaccine too. Some people who have had the vaccines have also gotten COVID, but it has mitigated the degree of severity. With that, I got to go because I'm out of time for this hour, but thanks for calling. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Art.
And we will be back to close out the hour after these notes.
Weather is nice. You dream of three things: boats, trailers, and tropics. Let Capocco Community Credit Union help you with a boats, trailers, and tropics loan. Just contact one of their loan specialists and ask how they can make this dream a reality today. You can almost feel the wind on that boat, see your family in that camping trailer, or taste that tropical drink on the beach. Capocco Community Credit Union. Find out more at capocco.org. Member NCUA.
Fast Eddie's Car Wash and Oil Change Center should be your one-stop shop for all your vehicle's needs. We provide outstanding service when it comes to keeping your vehicle clean and running. Offering the latest in car wash engineering with its state-of-the-art technology. Twice the foam, twice the wax, twice the results. You won't be disappointed with the show. And to make it easy and affordable for you, we offer the Ultimate Car Wash membership starting as low as $22.95 a month. You can wash your vehicle every day of the week at any of our 16 locations. And while you're there, stop in and get a full-service oil change and 21-point inspection. You can't beat that value, convenience, and quality that Fast Eddie's offers. So whether you're treating yourself or your vehicle or giving a gift or gesture to a friend or loved one, flowers? Overrated. Dinner? Short-lived. Vacation? A little pricey. Give the gift you'll be reminded of daily. Vehicle. Fast Eddie's Ultimate Car Wash membership. Believe me, it will be appreciated. Fast Eddie's, your one-stop shop for all your vehicle's needs.
The 28th season of the Bay City Noon Optimist Club Travel and Adventure Series continues next Monday with Rick Ray's Getting the Shot Without Getting the Shot. From sneaking past Khmer Rouge to outrunning Somali bandits, director-cinematographer Rick Ray shares the stories behind his most compelling footage. Rick also gives tips to aspiring videographers on how to get past angry Indian mobs and talking your way out of an Ethiopian jail. Stories and clips from decades of misadventure terrorize you as you flirt with international danger and intrigue. Dished up by acclaimed storyteller Rick Ray. Please join the Bay City Noon Optimist Club this Monday, May 10th, for Getting the Shot Without Getting the Shot at the State Theater in Bay City. Show begins at 7 p.m. Seats are $10. This event sponsored by Rivers Bend Rehabilitation, Dr. Robert J. Holmes, M.D., Outdoor Adventures, and TCF Bank. Please join us for Rick Ray's Getting the Shot.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Frankenmuth Aerial Park. You were going to get a pass for only $19.50. It's usually $39. It includes a 2-hour weekday or weekend session. And if you've never been to the Frankenmuth Aerial Park, they have something for everyone. Something fun and new to try. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
All right, that'll do it for this hour. Next hour, we'll start by talking to Jamie Markley from Markley, VanCamp and Robbins. And then we will play our interview with the Chief Justice of the Michigan Supreme Court, Bridget McCormick, right after that. All ahead. But first, the news, and I'll talk to you right after that.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is W. Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Peter King. Facebook's oversight board says former President Trump's accounts there and on Instagram will stay suspended for now because of violated the site's standards and fueled the Capitol riots January 6th. The board found Mr. Trump's words to rioters, quote, legitimized their violent action. That Facebook acted inconsistently with its normal standards for suspending accounts because there was no time limit. Co-chair Michael McConnell.
It must either restore Mr. Trump's account, finding that the period of suspension has met its purpose, make the suspension permanent, or suspend the account for a determinate period of time.
It's given Facebook 6 months to complete a review. I'm Peter King. Now with more CBS News, here's Deborah Rodriguez.
The number 2 House Republican adds his voice to the growing woman Liz Cheney to be removed from her leadership post for continuing to criticize former President. This is Steve Dorsey from Washington.
House Republican Whip Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise is calling on Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy to replace Cheney with New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik. Cheney has stuck to her guns despite blaming Mr. Trump for the January 6th attack on the Capitol.
More than half of all U.S. adults are now fully vaccinated against COVID. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky says the new goal is to wade deeper into rural communities.
So that means having more pop-up clinics, having more mobile clinics, having more walk-ins available, so it's very convenient for people.
The death toll from this week's train crash in Mexico is now up to 25. Is in Mexico City.
As international investigators look at possible causes, the one thing we know for sure is that the concrete and steel structure the elevated train was riding on collapsed. A lot of people think the director of the metro should be. Others are pointing a finger at the city's former mayor who oversaw the construction. He's currently Mexico's foreign minister and second highest ranking official.
Taliban fighters reportedly captured a district in northern Afghanistan today. The news comes as U.S. troops begin a former Defense Secretary Robert Gates tells CBS News.
The truth is, forces there, the Taliban are making increasing gains in Afghanistan. They control more and more of the countryside with each passing day.
French President Emmanuel Macron wades into controversy, laying a wreath on Napoleon's tomb on the 200th anniversary of his death. There's heated debate there over whether the emperor gets credit for the modern French state or deserves to go down in. This is CBS News.
Looking to hire? Indeed will help you speed up the process. They have 135 skills tests to help you find the right candidates faster. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Landscape now and enjoy all summer with the 11% off. There's no limit to what you can create with Menard's huge selection of landscape blocks. From a sturdy path through your garden. Creststone straight blocks are 99 cents after 11% rebate. Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Good through May 8th. Savings are mail and rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Only at Menards.
Bader & Sons Company, your local John Deere dealer, is hiring. With 10 Michigan locations, we are looking for great people to add to our parts, sales, and service teams. If you or someone you know has turf and or agricultural experience or think you might like to learn, please consider working with us. To apply online, click on greentractors.com and go to the Careers tab for an application. Find out more today, and you'll see why we are outstanding in our field.
Ty Pennington with Guaranteed Rate. When building a house, you have to get the math exactly right. Check the math. Same thing with your mortgage. How much could you save switching from a 30 to a 15-year fixed? Check the math. You won't believe how much you could save on interest payments. Let's just say it's some good math. Refi at rate.com. That's rate.com.
Savings, if any, vary subject to credit approval. Call 866-934-7283 for cost information. Equal housing number NMLS ID 2611 and NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
The days of paying full price are over. And at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are back with some killer deals just for you. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Cafe 13, the Frankenmuth Aerial Park, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, Beer Garden, and High Country Jumpers. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
37 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Lynn Williams. Of last night's 3 Saginaw County District bond votes, only one passed. The mayoral proposal was soundly defeated. Proposals for Freeland Community Schools were approved, but the slim decision in Birch Run was only determined by a matter of 4 votes as of last night's reporting, at 626 yes to 630 no. The Freeland bond will implement a $2 million sinking fund millage over the course of the next 8 years, allowing the district to maintain buildings and parking lots, improve technology and school security, and purchase real estate for future school buildings as needed. A clerk foiled an armed robbery attempt at a Mount yesterday. It took place at a store in the area of Isabella and Broadway roads around 1:40 a.m. Police say the suspect pulled a handgun from his pocket and demanded money. However, the clerk told police he also had a handgun for self-defense, which caused the suspect to flee from the store. He was last seen heading west. The suspect was wearing all black clothing and a white knitted cap, also a face mask. Call the Isabella County Sheriff Department if you have any information. The Michigan House has voted unanimously to curb the size of severance deals for state officials unless they limit the state's legal exposure and details are made public. The move Tuesday comes after Governor Whitmer's administration faced scrutiny over big payouts made to her former health and unemployment directors. Here's Representative John Roth, a Republican from Traverse City.
We've seen recent times where the severance packages were really outrageous in what was given to both the DHHS director and the unemployment director. Now we hear as a bunch of severance packages. So it's time that we shape this up, clean it up. Our citizens expect better than that.
Under legislation sent to the Senate, state employees would be limited to 12 weeks of severance unless a higher payment serves the best interests of the state based on litigation risk. Lawmakers, other elected state officials, and appointees would get no severance pay unless it contains legal costs. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
While we've been staying safe at home, scientists have been on a journey. The destination, a COVID-19 vaccine. This journey began decades ago with research into other coronaviruses. Scientists built from there with months of research and development, cooperation with other experts worldwide, and clinical trials on tens of thousands of volunteers of diverse race, age, and health status. They arrived at a safe, effective vaccine, and millions in Michigan. But the next step is ours. We need to get the first vaccine available to us, keep wearing masks correctly, and taking precautions until we reach our destination, freedom from COVID-19, and getting back to the lives we love. Discover the facts for yourself at michigan.gov/COVID vaccine. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. Congressman Dan Kildee has announced $754,000 in federal money to the Saginaw County Commission on Aging to support 58 AmeriCorps foster grandparent volunteers to serve as mentors, provide tutoring and literacy in math, and support students with special needs. The funds were awarded through the AmeriCorps Senior Foster Grandparent Program. For more than 50 years, FGP has provided grants to organizations to engage low-income Americans in providing one-on-one mentoring and academic support to children with special or exceptional needs. The FGP engages older adults as tutors, mentors, and role models to children at risk of falling behind in school and to those with physical disabilities or other special needs. Coronavirus numbers appear to be improving in Michigan. Rob Mason reports.
The total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in the state of Michigan is now 851,947, with total deaths at 17,897. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services reported 2,527 more cases and 126 more deaths on Tuesday. Even though the state is averaging over 3,200 last week, Tuesday marks the second consecutive day with reported cases. This is the 15th straight reported day where the 7-day case average has decreased.
That was Rob Mason reporting. The American Civil Liberties Union of Michigan has sent a letter to Central Michigan University President Robert Davies urging him to reinstate the university's men's track and field program due to its profound racial implications on students and their families. Today's letter follows action from the Committee to Reinstate Men's Track and Field at CMU and other organizations and individuals demanding the same. In part, the letter states, quote, "The impact of track and field on the Black community has also been more personal because it has offered many a way out of oppressive poverty," unquote. Governor Whitmer will be honored for her service during the COVID-19 pandemic. On Tuesday, the Foundation announced the Michigan governor is one of 7 recipients of the Special Profile and Courage Award. The John F. Kennedy Profile and Courage Award was created in 1989 to honor President Kennedy's commitment and contribution to public service and to celebrate his May 29th birthday. All of the recipients will receive the award virtually May 26th at 6 p.m. When you see news happening, call the WSGW Newsroom, 752-0790. It's 10:11. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Skies will become mostly sunny here for today. We'll see high into the mid-50s. Winds out of the northwest around 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. Then for tonight, increasing cloud cover, a low near 38. By Thursday, we'll have a chance for some rain showers here at 54 degrees. Then by Friday, a chance for rain showers, cloudy. Saturday, partial sunshine develops, a high around 57. Then by Sunday, we'll see mostly sunny skies, a high around 58. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 45.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And welcome back. Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show on this Wednesday morning. Nice to have you with us. Later on in the hour, we'll have a conversation with the Chief Justice of the Michigan Supreme Court, Bridget McCormick. But we're going to begin the hour talking to a familiar voice if you listen from noon to 3 here on WSGW. Weekdays, you will hear Markley, VanCamp and Robbins. And we are pleased to say good morning to Jamie Markley. Jamie, good morning.
Good morning, Art. It's a pleasure. You're a legend in Saginaw, man.
Knock it off, man.
All about you. I'm serious, and you know it's true.
So I have a question for you. How did your name get to be first?
Yeah. You know what? I could make it really short, or I could actually explain it.
Oh, explain it. No, I'd like to hear it.
The show was Robbins and Markley.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we started in 2013. Scott Robbins and I have been friends since the early 90s. He worked in Top 40 radio and I worked in rock radio. But we would see each other at concerts and build a relationship. We ended up working together at the same station, but we were never able, but we had always wanted to. That opportunity presented itself in 2013, and the show was starting to take off. And our company out of Peoria, Illinois, then put us on in Portland, Oregon. And we didn't know if that made sense or not, but they said, trust us, we want to put the same show on in Portland. We're like, okay. And it was going great. And they were talking about syndication. And then in August of 2015, Robbins had a massive heart attack. and then a second heart attack the next day.
Wow.
Long story short, he was in the hospital for 6 months. He had a trach for, he couldn't speak. His short-term memory was gone. He would repeat himself 5 times in 10 minutes time. And the doctors had finally said that next March, we don't think he's ever going to be able to do this again. So in the meantime, David VanCamp was our producer, and he just came on the air with me. We were just trying to keep the show going until Scott could get back. And then when it was evident he wouldn't be able to do it, they just rebranded it instead of Robbins and Markley as Markley and VanCamp. And that's when we got the syndication deal. But then with Robbins, fast forward, and he was going to be on dialysis the rest of his life. And all of a sudden, his kidney function started coming back. He came back from the kidney doctor and was like, this is crazy. They can't explain it. My numbers are improved. He was on a list for a transplant. But then he didn't need it because they started to recover. And all of a sudden we noticed, that short-term memory doesn't seem to be an issue like it was. And man, he's still got his wicked sense of humor. We think he could do this. And so to explain to our bosses, yeah, that might be another salary. We could somehow work this out. We got to have this guy back on the show. And so they just thought it was easy to put his name at the end. He may still be a little bitter about that, but he's happy to be on the show.
Well,
so there's a long answer, Art.
That goes down in the book of medical miracles, I guess.
It is. The people around this area and in the hospital, they told him constantly, you're a walking miracle. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys all think alike? Pretty much all
on
on
some things.
Yeah.
On some things, but totally different on others. It really does depend on the story or the topic. Especially when if you're talking about political stuff or things in the news. And then, of course, when it comes to entertainment or music, you do have a baby boomer, a Gen Xer, and a millennial. So we're drastically different on that stuff.
Yeah, I can understand that. And I find it interesting. You came out of the rock and roll era. You were rock jocking, and then discovered talk.
It was a really strange thing. There was a guy in the market we were in that asked me if I'd get together and have a beer with him. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And he wanted to talk about, a possibility of working together sometime in the future. And I thought for sure he was putting on another FM signal or something like that he wanted me for a music format. And when he brought up talk, I had not even thought of that yet. Excuse me. And he said, well, I don't want you to think about, maybe talk radio you've, just stumbled across. Think about it as like lifestyle. And he gave me a couple of shows, to listen to. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And I honestly said to him, this is something me and my friend Scott Robbins would talk about doing. And so Scott Robbins and I in 2004 together, but at the time it didn't work out for Scott to do it. So I paired up with a newspaper columnist, and we did a show together for about 7 years. So it was a weird thing. I wasn't looking for it. This particular guy thought that I would be good at it. I can tell you, if you would have heard the first year of us doing that show, it was not good. It was awful. As you know, Art, doing talk radio is not easy. And if you were to say that on the air, it would sound like you're just being a blowhard. People are like, oh, come on, Art, you're having fun every day. You're talking about interesting things.
Yeah.
In the world of radio, doing talk is far tougher than doing music radio. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, didn't you used to do Top 40 way back?
Oh, way back in the day, long before you were born, probably. So, yeah, I did.
It's a different thing.
It's a different world.
You don't ever get to take a break off. You are on all the time, and you got to know your stuff.
It's a 24/7 job. I tell people that all the time. You have to. Well, listen. I do a lot of open phone shows, so I have to come in prepared to talk for the 2 hours that I do that if nobody calls. Now, that's never happened, but I have to be prepared for it.
Yes.
So you guys on the national,
you have to have an idea what people are going to ask about.
You're not quite as dependent on phone calls, though. Do you take many phone calls?
We do on Fridays for our. There's a music segment we do for about a half hour called the Friday Five.
Right.
And we do all phones there. But outside of that, because you're as any show, I guess, you're trying to differentiate yourself from other shows. And a talent coach a few years back told us, hey, there are plenty of people that will do phones. Especially when you have three voices.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be hard for you to feel where you're going to fit in with the caller having three of you. It's probably most entertaining to just, go about the show with the three of you. And that guy hasn't steered us wrong yet. We trust him. So that's kind of what we do.
And I think he's right. I know there are times where I have three guests and it becomes confusing because the audience doesn't know who they're listening to, and it's difficult, not easy. Hey,
exactly.
Jamie, hang on. I got to take a break. Got to make some money. You know how that goes. And we'll be back. We're talking to Jamie Markley from Markley, VanCamp and Robbins. You hear them from noon to 3 right here on WSGW weekdays. More ahead on the Art Lewis Show after these notes.
Get huge savings with fuel rewards every time you fill up at one of your 26 area Forward Shell convenience stores. Get at least every single fill up and earn even more when you make purchases in store. You can regularly save 10, 20, even 30 cents off a gallon, which means less money goes into your tank and more stays into your wallet. Visit fuelrewards.com to sign up and start saving today. That's Fuel Rewards at your area Forward Shell convenience stores. And remember, when you want to pay less at the pub, go forward.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents and Doug.
And we're back with Limu, Emu, and Doug for the is things you climb. All right, Limu, what do you think? You sure? We're going with Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Oh, so close. We were looking for stairs. Huh. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
To all you do-it-yourselfers, get ready to welcome Fram into the fam. Because America's #1 has their own new line of motor oil and fluids, and it's only at Advance and CarQuest Auto Parts. Stop into Advance and choose from 4 new Fram oil change bundles starting at just $20.99. They have the oil and filters you need to keep your engine running stronger, longer. Advance your auto at Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest locations. See store for details.
Before buttons, things were much harder, like starting an outboard motor. Or even treating sleep apnea. If you've tried CPAP but struggle to get a good night's sleep, relief can be as easy as a button with Inspire.
Inspire works inside your body with just the click of a remote. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit inspiresleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened higher. Strong job growth continued last month. Payroll processing company ADP says 742,000 new jobs were created by private employers in April, though economists were predicting even higher numbers. General Motors' profit jumped from a year ago when the pandemic shut down its factories. By the semiconductor chip shortage, but it's able to charge more. It's seeing strong demand for its new vehicles. However, Stellantis, parent company of Jeep, Chrysler, and Peugeot, says it is still cutting production because of the semiconductor chip shortage, which it sees continuing into next year. Lyft is seeing business come back. Its number of rides in the recent quarter is up 8% from last year. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
Only T-Mobile for Business uses unconventional thinking to help businesses realize new possibilities. Solutions enabled by our nationwide 5G network that help teams stay connected and productive where work happens. We also provide an award-winning customer experience and first-class benefits with every plan. Get unmatched network support and value without any trade-offs at T-Mobile.com/unconventional. Capable device required. Coverage not available in some areas. Some uses may require certain plan or feature. See T-Mobile.com.
Your home for the Tigers is WSGW.
Goodrum swings. It's a high fly ball to right. Deep. Looking up. And it's gone. A home run. Nico Goodrum with a shot to fly ball.
Tigers baseball brought to you in part by
John Deere dealer,
Lingle Equipment Company,
and Schaefer Beer Line in Frankenmuth.
All season long, Detroit Tigers baseball is on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, back with you on the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW, talking to Jamie Markley from Markley, VanCamp and Robbins. I actually, though, Jamie, I want to add a name to your show. I think it would be important, good balance. I think we should call it Markley, VanCamp, Robbins, and Fauci. What do you think?
I would love to just see Robbins and Fauci for 1 second.
Yeah,
that would go.
Just to see that for that one time, huh?
Yeah.
What when the COVID crisis began, and we all ended up at home. I'm working from home and have been for a full year now. Were you guys able to continue? Were you in studio or were you in separate places?
Well, first of all, every day we're in a separate studio to speak. VanCamp lives in San Antonio. Robbins and I live in Peoria, Illinois. So no one really knows that, it doesn't seem. But that's how we do the show. But no one knows because, we're on Skype, we see each other, and it's like we're all in the same studio.
Yeah.
Do the show from my home, you could totally tell. And there was this delay, and we tried it out. And everybody said, you know what? I'd rather risk it going in studio with Scott and I with his past medical issues than try to do that. And so we put up, like a plastic sheet between Scott and I. But I know a lot of people. Well, everybody David works with in San Antonio is still broadcasting from home. He's the only one that goes into a studio.
Yeah. Yeah. And it
was completely different, but it worked out for us that Scott and I were still able to go into work every day.
Yeah. It's worked out at home for me, and I've had zero problems with it. And now we're doing something. And the next time we get together and talk, we can do it a little differently because I stream video from my home, and I can send out links and have my guests come on with me on video so we can watch each other in the same way that you guys do. Technology is
fantastic.
Technology is unbelievable. It has changed so much. And it's a different industry than when I came into it. And I came into it, in the 60s, and everything was tape and carts and all that stuff. Now I've got digital screens everywhere. It's a whole new world.
Yes. Well, when I came into it art in the 80s, it was the same thing. It was tape, carts. You were playing songs off of album.
Yep.
It's changed a lot since I've been in it too.
Yeah. I had a question for you in terms of content of your show. Is there a way, and I had this was a question from a caller, from a listener.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way for the public to have input into some of the topics you talk about? Can they make suggestions? And where would they do it?
Scott Robbins, he runs the show Facebook page. So he's checking messages all the time. And sometimes we read some of those messages on the air.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get suggestions from people saying, hey, did you guys see this story? Thought you'd want to see it. And it might be something that we missed.
Yep.
We're like, yeah, we appreciate that. Absolutely.
Yeah. I understand that fully. So do you guys, a lot of the national shows have production meetings and all of that. Do you guys get together before the show at all?
Yeah. Looked over. I probably have 4 different things that I saw last night. Not every night's the same. It depends on what you have going on with family and things like that. But then, this morning, I wake up, I'm going through different news sites. David's doing the same thing. Robbins does his own morning show on a completely different station for a few hours. So he's up a little bit earlier and he's preparing for that. then about 2 hours before our show, we'll say, okay, what do you guys got? What do you think's most interesting? Then we might say, have you pulled any audio cuts? Because David's pulling cuts, I'm pulling cuts. Scott has another guy that pulls cuts from him. And then think, okay, what are most people thinking about, talking about today, or would find it interesting? We're trying to think about all our friends that are not in the business, not in media, that just going to work like everyday people, like really we all are. What's most interesting? What would they want to hear about? And then go from that and try to do the best we can with it.
Can you think of anything in life you'd rather do than what you're doing?
It's one of those things, right? I could tell you that I've always wanted to coach kids basketball, high school golf, different things. Like if I had to do it over again, sometimes I think, man, I love working with people. I love to see people improve at things, especially, in the sports world or even, with music. I think I would like to teach. But the reality is, I think if I actually did it, I would miss the juice of doing what we do, of finding a story. You're like, oh my gosh, this is a wild story. Or you have your own personal take that you want to just throw out there to see what other people react to.
Yep.
It's almost like this canvas every day, and it's different every day to create. And I think I would miss that tremendously.
Yeah. Well, you're right. I mean, a talk show is a blank canvas. When you sit down in the morning, you got airtime. It's up to you to fill it. That's the paint.
Yes.
That's the paint.
Yes.
And that's what keeps me going. And I've been doing this a long time. And I tell people all the time, because they keep saying, well, when are you going to retire? I can't think of anything I'd rather do. Can't think of anything I'd rather do. I have to have purpose. This is purpose.
Yes.
And just to be a little selfish, I might as well get paid for it.
You've earned it, man. Seriously. I appreciate that so much. The truth is, you've been around in the game long enough. You've seen different people, and that's not a knock on anybody. They get tired of it. They start phoning it in. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you wake up with that same passion to talk about what people are talking about. And why would you quit when people still like hearing you?
It's too much fun. Too much fun.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I think about you guys too, because when I listen to you guys, you're having fun doing it. I mean, a lot of the stuff you talk about, serious stuff, and you've got serious opinions, but you do it in kind of a fun way. And it's a little bit refreshing. I like it a lot, actually. So
sometimes in your personal life, when there's serious stuff going on, and you're trying to lighten it up and make a joke out of something. Sometimes you can step in it.
Oh yeah.
It seems the audience is much more forgiving than family or friends. Sometimes I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, listen, Jamie.
It's the way I deal with serious stuff, I guess.
Jamie, I appreciate your time this morning, and know full well that we appreciate you being on our airways from noon to 3 every day. And the best to your buddies.
Well, thanks for taking a chance on the show and putting us on. And much more success to you, Art.
Thanks.
Keep doing what you're doing, man.
We're going to do it. We'll talk to you, Jamie.
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much.
Take care, my friend. Bye-bye now. Jamie Markley from Markley, VanCamp and Robbins. You hear him from noon to 3 on WSGW. We're going to take a break. When we come back after the break, directly after the break, you will hear my interview with Chief Justice Bridget McCormick of the Michigan Supreme Court. All of that is ahead.
Remember Mom this Mother's Day with something special from Maple Hill Nursery and Garden Center in Midland. Choose from a large selection of fresh flowering shrubs and trees, perennials, and hanging baskets, as well as all bursting with color and ready to enjoy. Our garden center many selections of outdoor furniture, wind chimes, garden stakes, gazing globes, and many other unique items perfect for Mother's Day gifts. Gift cards are also available in any amount. Maple Hill Nursery and Garden Center, located 1.5 miles north of the Midland Mall, just past Higher Standards Automotive on Eastman Road in Midland. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Sunday, noon to 4. Visit us on the web at www.maplehillmidland.com or like us on Facebook. Also, stop in at Maple Hill Nursery and Garden Center in Midland for the complete lineup of Morgan composting products in both bagged and bulk, as well as fertilizers and liquid products.
These days, nearly every small business owner is looking for ways to cut costs. And business comes in. They have the best business internet and phone available at prices that are up to half off what you're paying now. That's right. You can cut business and get faster internet. Just what small businesses need right now. Call 833-919-2129 and get all the value with none of the nonsense. That's Spectrum Business. 833-919-2129.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Frankenmuth Aerial Park. You were going to get a pass for only $19.50. It's usually $39. You are getting it half off. It includes a 2-hour weekday or weekend session. And if you've never been to the Frankenmuth Aerial Park, they have something for everyone. Something fun and new to try. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
No matter what time of the year it is on your farm, with a Bayer Plus Rewards program, earning and redeeming rewards are always in season. Because when you buy 2 or more eligible seed or crop protection products throughout the year, you earn $3 per acre in cashback rewards. And reinvest in your farm later in the season. That's Bayer Plus Rewards. And that's how we're helping make every part of your season, well, rewarding. Visit mybayerplus.com to learn more. See program terms and conditions for full details.
A lot goes into keeping a precision operation moving. The inputs you choose have to deliver results. New Delaro Complete Fungicide from Bayer offers unmatched consistency and the most complete disease control available. Your corn and soybeans are protected and yields higher even in unpredictable conditions. With Delaro Complete, you get results you can count on to help keep your precision operation running smoothly. Always read and follow label instructions. To learn more, visit delarocomplete.us today.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News WSGW.
Talking to Chief Justice Bridget McCormick from the Michigan Supreme Court. First of all, good morning, Madam Justice. Nice to have you with us this morning.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
We're going to talk about something which is new, a Michigan Judicial Council. What is it and what brought it about?
Yeah, well, thank you for the opportunity to talk about it. We're pretty excited about it. The new Michigan Judicial Council, which was created by court rule by the court recently, will include judges and administrators, attorneys, and members of the public who are impacted by the courts, with an aim towards strategic planning for the work of the judicial branch. Michigan courts are pretty decentralized. We have 242 courts, 600 judges, more than 160 funding units. And so it can be complicated and difficult to coordinate reform. And there's lots of reform happening in the court system right now, and having the Judicial Council to oversee and plan and prioritize how to make sure that everybody in the state benefits from that reform is a pretty exciting development. So we're looking forward to the council.
I guess I have to ask, and this is my non-legal looking at it from the outside question. I was always under the impression that the Michigan Supreme Court was the arbiter of all of these things and rode herd on the judicial system, so to speak. Is that not the case?
So that is the case. The Michigan Supreme Court, in addition to its decision-making function, has administrative oversight, constitutional administrative oversight of all of the courts of the state. And we have a talented and large administrative staff that helps us with that. But honestly, buy-in and contributions from everybody who is impacted by that administrative oversight will only make it more successful. So it's, yes, ultimately the Michigan Supreme Court has orders and administrative orders, but working together with our partners throughout the trial courts of the state and the public who's impacted by our work will make us all more successful.
So let's speculate a little, because obviously the council hasn't even met yet. They don't meet till July. First of all, how long is the council constituted for to come up with a plan?
Well, the council is going to be permanent, so it will have ongoing it'll have ongoing work to oversee the strategic planning process, and then make sure that it's carried out, or make changes to it when changes make sense. The council will be an ongoing organization that will develop a path forward that maintains judicial independence and expands access to justice, strengthens transparency, and increases efficiency. They will really be the body that will oversee all of the work that's getting done in the courts to make sure that the public gets the best service it can get.
Which begs the question, does the Supreme Court maintain veto power over the judicial panel?
Well, the strategic planning, the Chief Justice will be a member of that process, and so the Supreme Court will have a seat at the table. I think at the end of the day, if the 7 justices of the court were unhappy with the strategic planning process, that would be a hard conflict to manage, although I'm confident we could manage it. But I believe with the Chief Justice seated at the strategic planning table, we're not going to have that problem.
Mm-hmm. So if we look into 5-10 years down the road, is the Michigan court system going to look much different than it does today?
Oh, the Michigan court system 1 year down the road is going to look different. And the reason it's going to look different is because we've seen more change in the last 12 months as a result of a global pandemic in the court system than we've seen in the last 12 decades. Sometimes it takes a major disruption to cause a major disruption.
Yeah.
And I've said a number of times this disruption might not have been the one we wanted, but it might have been the one we state courts to give us the opportunity to modernize, innovate, and figure out all the ways we can serve the public in 2021 more effectively, more efficiently, with more transparency. And there's a lot that has gone on as a result of us having to pivot and do things differently. And all of it has the potential to make us better servants to the communities we serve.
Well, you sit at the pinnacle of Michigan justice. So as you look over the judicial system in the state, even though you only have one voice and a seat on this panel, if you could make changes today, what would they be?
Well, they'd be a lot of the changes we're currently working on. One is our civil justice initiative, the Justice for All Commission, which the court enacted, which is working on a plan to address the large number of people who have to navigate courts without lawyers in civil cases, which can be really impactful. Evictions, family law matters, domestic violence issues. There are many cases where people have to navigate courts without lawyers. The innovative work that we are starting to get underway could make Michigan a real national leader in meeting that civil justice gap. In addition to that, we have significant reform happening in the criminal legal system as a result of the bipartisan work of the Jail and Pretrial Task Force and other bipartisan initiatives that the legislature has made a priority of in the last few years. Michigan is poised as a result of the task force bills, which were signed into law by the governor last a national leader in front-end criminal justice reform. At the same time, we will be a national leader in back-end criminal justice reform with the expungement package that the legislature passed last fall as well. And together with all of those efforts, the one thing that I really want to figure out how to do is to collect and make transparent better and more detailed data. Legal system data, I think, unfortunately, like maybe a lot of government data, is not, in my view, as robust as it could be or should be. Use it to make better decisions about what we're doing and how we're doing it. And I really want to figure out how we can collect better data and make that data transparent so that everybody can take a look at it and make good decisions about what we're doing.
Let me ask about public perception. We'll go back to two trials. I'm going to go back to very public trials nationally. O.J. Simpson and Derek Chauvin. The O.J. Simpson trial, I think by everybody watching it, almost was a circus. Whereas the Chauvin trial seemed to be very methodical. Does the public come away from the Derek Chauvin trial with a better understanding of how the courts really work? Are these televised trials good for the judicial system?
Well, I am a big believer in judicial transparency, and I believe that the number of judicial proceedings that are now happening on remote platforms and being live streamed to YouTube throughout Michigan has been an enormous benefit for the public. I know most things that happen that interesting to most people, but some of them are. And, you know, now that anybody can watch what's happening in their courts across the state because we're live streaming them on YouTube, I think that ultimately is good for public's confidence in the work that the judicial branch does. There was one Court of Claims argument earlier last summer that there was significant public interest in because it concerned the governor's emergency powers. And at one point, there were over 8,000 people watching the live stream of that argument. You could never do that in a courthouse. You couldn't fit 8,000. In my view, making sure that the public can watch what is happening in our courthouses and our courtrooms is very critical to the public's confidence in what we do.
I'll take you a little bit out of your comfort zone, out of the state of Michigan for a minute, because there's been a lot of talk in Washington. We've heard the terms packing the Supreme Court. We've heard discussion of term limits of the and it would seem to me that packing the court, unfortunately, can be done legislatively. Term limits would probably have to be done constitutionally. What are your thoughts on it?
You know, because those are issues that are currently being examined by the political branches of government, the canons require me probably to stay out of that debate, and I will trust the political branches of government to think about all our options and come to sound conclusions. And I will not comment.
Very judicial answer. I thought I had to ask anyway. I mean, that's the nature.
Try. Why not?
Nature of the beast. Nature of the beast. So I want to finish up with one other area because I mean, I don't know if the Judicial Council is going to look at that, but there's also discussion as to how judges become judges and they're elected and supposedly nonpartisan, but everybody kind of knows that's so. Do you see any change in the way we elect down the road?
Well, in Michigan, that would require, if we were going to stop electing judges, that would require a constitutional change, and that seems like a heavy lift. I'm not sure who would fund that kind of initiative. There is tons of scholarship on this. It's really interesting. I've taught an entire law school class on this topic, so I could talk about this one for a very long time. The truth is, politics can seep into any judicial selection process, not just elections. They seep into nomination processes. They seep into, other ways in which judges. What's important is that the public continues to have confidence that the judiciary works differently than the political branches of government. So if there are ways to make changes around some parts of what we do that don't require constitutional amendment, I am always interested in talking and thinking about those, and to the extent I can be helpful on game.
Well, Madam Chief Justice, I want to thank you for spending a little time with us today, and we always look forward to chatting with you.
Me too. Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. Have a great day. Bye-bye now. That was the Chief Justice of the Michigan Supreme Court, Bridget McCormick, and we thank her for joining us on the Art Lewis Show. We'll take a quick break because we're running a little behind the eight ball here. We'll be back for a few more minutes after these notes.
For almost 20 years, LineX has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust-proofing and undercoating? Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected. The guys at LineX have the only wax-based rust-proofing and military-spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a lifetime warranty. No yearly touch-ups required.
And because their rust-proofing process is wax-based, dripping or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
LineX is located on Wilder Road in Bay City.
Give them a call at 989-671-9820 or call them at their Grand Blanc location, 810-695-9000.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
Again, the number in Bay City is 989-671-9820 or in Grand Blanc, 810-695-9000.
Ask today about the spring special on undercoating.
Hey everybody, Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Companies. Last year we saw in fact, over 1 million homeowners took advantage of refinancing or buying a new home with Rocket Mortgage. What you may not know is that interest rates are already starting to increase again, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. With an official mortgage review from Rocket Mortgage, you'll see just how much money you could save by making a move right now. Don't look back over these next few weeks and wish that you had taken action. You could save hundreds on your mortgage payments or pay off your home loan earlier than planned. You could even take cash out of your home to pay off high interest debt, complete home repairs, or bulk up on an emergency. Want to secure a low rate? Rocket can. Call 833-8ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com. Rocket.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
According to the National Institutes of Health, 30% of hospital admissions in older adults are drug-related, like taking meds at the wrong time. Hero Health simplifies medication management. The smart device stores up to 90 days worth of up to 10 different pills. It dispenses them at the push of a button. Try Hero risk-free for 30 days and get free contactless delivery. Just call 800-420-7550. That's 800-420-7550. 800-7550. Hero, medication managed.
To all you do-it-yourselfers, get ready to welcome Fram into the fam. Because America's #1 oil filter brand now has their own new line of motor oil and fluids. And it's only at Advance and CarQuest Auto Parts. Stop into Advance and choose from 4 new Fram oil change bundles starting at just $20.99. They have the oil and filters you need to keep your engine running stronger, longer. Advance your auto at Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest locations. See store for details.
Tom Sullivan, weeknights at 7 on 100.5 and 790 News Radio.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show just for a couple of moments here. We ran a little long because of the interview with the Chief Justice, but that's okay. I want to give you a heads up about something you'll be hearing about in the next couple of weeks. Because of COVID-19, we abandoned our efforts to do travel with the radio station audience. We run many trips for a number of years, cruises and land trips and overseas trips and the like, and COVID-19 put a squash on that. Well, we are looking ahead to 2022 and resuming our station travel trips. And we are going to do it with a trip to the Colorado Rockies in June of 2022. You'll be hearing about all the details, but I just wanted to give you a heads up because I think it's a positive. It's a movement back to something that resembles normalcy. And I think we're all looking for that in one way or another, because there is going to be a new normal. It's not going to be exactly like it was before. There probably will be people working from home forever. Companies will allow for that, or there'll be a hybrid where maybe 1 or 2 days a week you go into work and the rest of the time you work from home. Travel will resume. Will it be as it was before? That depends on each nation and what their restrictions are, or in some cases, each state and what their restrictions are. But we thought it important to start to head in that direction. So beginning in the very near future, you will begin hearing spots on how you can sign up to travel with us to the Colorado Rockies. And this will be in June of 2022. And it includes some wonderful things, including a couple of trains, the Durango and Silverton Railroad and the Royal Gorge Railroad, which runs right through the Royal Gorge, are part of this trip. So we'll tell you more as we get down the road, but I just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of a heads up that we are moving in that direction and heading back toward doing some of the things that we used to do before, including remotes. This Saturday, I will be in Frankenmuth for Shipshewana on the Road, a return to normalcy. We'll take our last break, be back to close out the Art Lewis Show for today.
Hi, this is Mary Ann from Warden Interiors in Frankenmuth. Natural light is known to elevate your mood, boost your productivity, and even improve your health. With window treatments that provide a perfect combination of UV protection, privacy, and light control, natural light can also enhance your home interior. During the Hunter Douglas Celebration of Light Savings event, now through June 21st, you can save big with special rebates on qualifying purchases of gorgeous window treatments. Discover how Silhouette window shadings beautifully diffuse light to create a soft glow, and how Pirouette window shadings provide sculptural beauty as well as innovative light control. Luminette privacy shears are also an ideal vertical solution for large panes of glass and sliding doors, which let in tons of natural light. These Hunter Douglas shears and shadings are available in a wide selection of luxurious fabrics, colors, and textures, so you can easily find the perfect look and the perfect. Warden Interiors on North Main Street in Frankenmuth will help you bring it all together.
Dan, still loving the new ride? Yeah, the car is amazing, but the loan? Instead of 0 to 60, I went from 0 to broke. Why not refinance with DCECU? They have great rates and great service. Right now, they're even offering a cashback deal for refinancing. And if you're not already a member, it's easier than ever to join. Wow, sign me up.
Let DCECU give you the key to savings. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender, and you could lower your monthly payment with rates as low as 2.49% APR. Plus, you'll get a 2% cash refund on the amount of the refinance loan. Not a member? You can be. cu.org/auto refi. Membership eligibility required. All loans subject to approval. Rates, terms, and conditions are subject to change and may vary based on creditworthiness, qualifications, and collateral conditions. For complete offer details and requirements, visit dcecu.org/auto refi. Insured by NCUA.
Swim trunks and milk. Whether you're on a vacation or getting groceries, if you don't make a list, chances are you'll forget something. The same is true in retirement. If you want to make sure you haven't overlooked anything, Jason and Carl Kreiderman at Great Lakes Investment Advisors can help. They have a checklist to help you find out if you are on track for retirement. Take the Checklist Challenge. If you can check all the boxes on the list, you may be ready for retirement. If not, Great Lakes Investment Advisors can help you address any potential costly mistakes. For the complimentary checklist, visit GreatLakesOffers.com. If you've got it right, take the checklist challenge today at GreatLakesOffers.com/list. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors Incorporated, a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
All right, that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show for this Wednesday. Thanks for being with us. Focus will come along after the news, and today we focus on RoofMaxx. We'll talk to Ben Libano about it coming up after the news, but first we have CBS at the top of the hour. They'll bring you up to date on the national and international news, and Williams with the local report to bring you up to date on the Great Lakes Bay region and the state of Michigan, and I'll talk to you on Focus right after the news.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, GW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Steve Kathan. A Facebook panel has upheld the social network's decision to boot former President Trump off the social network. CBS's Peter King.
Facebook's oversight board found that Mr. Trump's words to rioters, calling them very special and great patriots, quote, legitimized their violent actions. But it also found that Facebook acted normal standards for suspending accounts because there was no time limit. Co-chair Michael McConnell was asked if Facebook was too partisan.
The reason for demanding consistency and transparency is so that this can be revealed.
The board has given Facebook recommendations to clarify its policy and 6 months to complete a review.
Wyoming Republican Liz Cheney's criticism of Mr. Trump is put in the GOP. Today, the number 2 Republican in the House, Steve Scalise, said Cheney should be removed from her leadership post. CBS's Nicole Killian.
A Cheney spokesperson tells CBS News this is about whether the Republican Party is going to perpetuate lies about the 2020 election and attempt to whitewash what happened on January 6th. Liz will not do that. Some GOP lawmakers are already pushing for New York Congresswoman and Trump ally Elise Stefanik to take over Cheney's position in House Republican leadership.
The Consumer Product Safety Commission says Peloton is recalling its Tread Plus and Tread. The company has been issuing safety warnings since a child died in an accident involving one of the treadmills. Other injuries have been reported. The Biden administration pushing to make it easier to get the COVID-19 vaccine and to improve distribution in rural areas. The White House wants more pop-up and mobile clinics like this one in eastern Maryland.
Thomas Stokes and his pregnant wife Tricia say the site made it easy to finally get their shots.
Hopefully my baby's protected.
That's what we're doing it for. For Eric Roy, scheduling was the barrier.
I drive truck and I'm on the road all the time.
Is it a relief?
Oh man, definitely. It's the first one now like I did.
Unit will be back to deliver that next dose. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Queen Anne's County, Maryland.
Experts say the pandemic's part of the reason the birth rate in this country fell last year. CBS's Michael George says it's the largest single-year drop in almost half a century.
The number of births in the United States dropped again last year, down 4% from 2019, and the lowest 9. The National Center for Health Statistics says birth rates declined for women in all age groups 15 to 44.
The Dow is up 1 point. This is CBS News.
Facet Wealth, personalized and affordable financial planning for everyday Americans. No wealth or asset minimums. Quality financial advice for every stage of your life.
Get huge savings with fuel rewards every time you fill up at one of your 26 area Forward Shell convenience stores. Get at least 5 cents off a gallon every single fill up and earn even more when you make You can regularly save 10, 20, even 30 cents off a gallon, which means less money goes into your tank and more stays into your wallet. Visit fuelrewards.com to sign up and start saving today. That's Fuel Rewards at your area Forward Shell convenience stores. And remember, when you want to pay less at the pub, go Forward.
Come on, come in, let the fun begin.
At MichiganLottery.com, the one place you'll find exclusive games like Queen of Diamonds and Michigan Cash Draw. Millions that can reach $1 billion. Cash out online or at your favorite store. And all proceeds support Michigan schools and businesses. Get 100% match on your first deposit up to $100 plus free games. Sign up with promo code RADIO. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
So play on, Michigan, 'cause we all win.
Attention timeshare owners. Getting out of your timeshare can feel like a battle. All you want is to save some money, reduce your stress, and stop paying for something you aren't even using. But the process can be daunting. Confusing, but it doesn't have to be. With Newton Group, you get access to an exclusive secret weapon to get out of your timeshare. This secret weapon is something only Newton Group offers and was developed to help timeshare owners just like you save thousands of dollars and regain control of their finances. And this secret weapon is a key part of why we have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, 4.7 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot, and a proven track record to legally relieve you from the financial burden of your timeshare. If you want out of your timeshare, visit besttimeshareexit.com to learn more about this exclusive timeshare. Go to besttimeshareexit.com or call 877-TOP-EXIT. That's besttimeshareexit.com to get you out of your timeshare. Go to besttimeshareexit.com now or call 877-TOP-EXIT.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is News.
47 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Ann Williams. In yesterday's elections, 2 school issues were defeated in Saginaw County in the Merrill Community Schools and Birch Run Schools. A millage was approved for the Freeland Community Schools. In Genesee County, voters voted down an operations millage for police in Gaines Township. Police and fire millages were approved in Atlas Township, and Flint police and fire millages passed easily. Voters in Otsego County rejected a proposed justice complex that would have included a new jail in Gaylord. Results show the proposal was defeated by just over 1,200 votes. Meanwhile, Gaylord voters turned down a new sinking fund school millage. Unofficial results show the special election millage renewal of the COP ESD was approved. Beginning tomorrow, Michigan is lifting its outdoor mask requirement in certain situations. Charlie Langton reports.
Do you like wearing masks? Well, if the answer is no, that will change as of tomorrow. Under a new order from the Michigan Health Department, no masks are required if you're outside and there are less than 100 people, and no masks inside if you're in a home and you're fully symptoms. Kat from Sterling Heights, aren't the masks really for your safety?
Yeah, no. More sweaty than anything. That's the truth. You can't hardly breathe through it or anything. I don't like them, but I'm following the rules every day.
The no mask order set to go into effect tomorrow and end May 31st.
Charlie Langton, Michigan News Network.
WSGW News Time is 11:07.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
WSGW News Time is 11:08. Police in Isabella County are looking for a suspect in an attempted robbery. It took place at a convenience store in the area of Isabella and Broadway, Mount Pleasant, about 1:40 yesterday morning. Police say the suspect pulled a handgun on the clerk. However, the clerk told police he also produced a handgun in self-defense, which caused the suspect to flee. The suspect was wearing black clothing and a white knit cap with a face mask. If you have any information, call the Isabella County Sheriff's Office. Saginaw and Kathleen Newsham of Bay City have invited the public to join together outside their respective city halls Thursday in recognition of this year's National Day of Prayer. WSGW's Rick Antonio has more.
We'll bring you that story in just a moment. Meanwhile, GM is posting a very strong first quarter profit and says the computer chip shortage won't have a big impact on its bottom line for the full year. Here's more from Jeff Gilbert at the Michigan News Network.
The $3 billion profit will likely be the best quarter of the year for GM, but the company says it still expects a strong first half and $10 to $11 billion in pre-tax profits for the full year. The chip shortage, GM says, will cost it between $1.5 and $2 billion and will lead to significant downtime in the in North America. GM made $3.1 billion pre-tax. That's a very important number because that's what profit sharing is based on. Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
And again, Mayors Brenda Moore of Saginaw and Kathleen Newsom of Bay City inviting the public to National Day of Prayer ceremonies at their respective city halls. Here's Rick Antonio.
First established in 1952 by President Truman and officially set as the first Thursday in May by President Reagan in 1988, the National Day of Prayer formed as a chance for American citizens of all religions to seek unity by assembling in prayer in front of courthouses, as well as in churches, mosques, synagogues, and temples. Both events invite Saginaw and Bay City residents to join various local religious representatives outside their city hall at noon while observing local health guidelines. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW Newsroom, 752-0790. It's 11:10. I'm Ann Williams.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Skies will become mostly sunny here for today. We'll see high into the mid-50s. Winds out of the northwest around 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. Then for tonight, increasing cloud cover, a low near 38. By Thursday, we'll have a chance for some rain showers here, mostly cloudy skies, a high of 54 degrees. Then by Friday, a chance for rain showers, cloudy, a high of 55. Saturday, partial sunshine develops, a high around 57. Then by Sunday, we'll see mostly sunny skies, a high around 58. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 47.
Time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus is brought to you by Northeastern Paint Home Decorating Centers in Saginaw and Bay City. For all your home decorating needs, trust Northeastern Paint Supply, serving you since 1959.
And welcome to another edition of Focus here on WSGW. I've been looking forward to this because the last time this guest was on, I learned about a product I didn't even know existed. And we're going to refresh your memory today about it. It's called RoofMaxx. And with us from RoofMaxx is Ben Liebenau. Ben, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
We're doing well. You absolutely shocked me the last time when you described this product. Had no idea it existed. So we're going to start there and refresh the audience's memory. What is RoofMaxx?
Yeah, RoofMaxx is a safe, easy, and proven and affordable alternative to a complicated, expensive roof replacement. Our average time on site is around 2.5 to 3 hours. It's very easy for the homeowners. There's not a bunch of people tearing roof off and debris all over the place. RoofMaxx is a product that we spray on the shingles. It penetrates into the shingle and rehydrates that asphalt core of the shingle, bringing life and flexibility back to the shingle.
How long has this product been around?
RoofMaxx has been around. The compound that they use, the bio oil, has been around for quite a long time, and it didn't get purposed for shingles until about 9 years ago by RoofMaxx Corporate, which is out of Columbus, Ohio. They partnered up with Battelle Labs and Ohio State University and worked on to work just for asphalt shingles. And we brought it to mid-Michigan market about 2 years ago now.
So typically when you buy shingles to put on your roof, they come in ages, 20 year, 25, all of that. What does RoofMaxx do to that shingle in terms of extending its life?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we've all been kind of educated on shingles over our lifetime that you have a 25-year shingle and you expect to get 25 years out of it. If you buy a 30-year shingle, you expect to get 30 years out of it, and so on and so forth. There's even shingles that are 50-year shingles, and you would imagine by the name that you'd get 50 years out. Well, we're finding that we're not getting that lifespan out of it, because as asphalt costs go up and some of the products they put into shingles go up to keep the cost down, products in, so that lifespan of the shingle actually falls dramatically. So the national average on a 30-year shingle is between 18 and 22 years, which is far short of that 30-year that people are feeling they're going to get when they purchase their roofs. That's where RoofMaxx comes in, and each treatment that we put on extends a minimum of 5 years lifespan to the shingle. On our climate, it's more of a 7 to 8 year extension, because we don't have some of the thermal shock and other factors they have down south. So it's so we can take that 20 year or that 25, 30 year shingle, and instead of getting 18 to 22, we can push it out to 35, 40 years, and possibly even longer as we get more data back for the long term.
So if I have RoofMaxx come and put your compound on my shingles, let's say I get that additional, we'll be conservative and say I get that additional 5 years. 5 years down the road, can I have RoofMaxx come back and give me another 5 years? Is it renewable?
Yeah, absolutely. So we treat, absolutely. So each treatment that we do comes with a 5-year warranty that the shingles are going to remain flexible. That granular top coat that is the UV protector on your shingle is going to stay locked into the shingle. And every 5 years, we can come back and re-treat the shingle and add another 5 years on. So just because we say 5 years doesn't mean that the day we spray it, you're on a 5-year clock. If you had 10 years left, let's say, on your current roof, and we treat it, now you'd have 15 that roof. And in 5 years, we could come back and treat it again and add another 5 onto it. So we can continue to treat it currently up to 3 treatments. So adding minimum of 15 years to your existing roof.
What are shingle prices doing these days? I hate to ask.
With the whole COVID situation, the plants aren't able to run at full capacity, so they can run safely for their employees. So a lot of manufacturers have actually cut shifts or cut production down. Some are only offering a handful of colors, and the prices are going up dramatically. On the last call I was on talking about shingle prices, it sounded like we're looking at a 40% increase this year.
Wow.
The RoofMaxx, pretty substantial. And with the nationwide labor shortage and trades, those prices are going up too, as far as pay goes up and everything to bring in quality labor. So yeah, prices overall are going up pretty dramatically.
All right, Ben, hang on. I got to take a break. We're talking to Ben Liebenau from RoofMaxx. We'll tell you how to contact them and how to find out more information about it, how it might help your roof when we return here on Focus.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center. We're more than a custom paint store. Everything you need, from carpet to lighting, it's all here. With quality and satisfaction guaranteed. Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
Since 1959, count them, that's 62 years, Northeastern Paint Supply has been serving the Tri-Cities. We have the most knowledgeable staff in the area, offering you the highest quality products in the industry. Benjamin Moore Paints, Hunter Douglas Blinds, Quazell and Kitchener Lighting, Flooring from Flooring America, Fireplace Doors, Gas Logs, and custom-made rugs. It's all here under one roof. Northeastern Paint Supply, Saginaw and Bay City.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration.
It's a great time to update your appliances and get 11% off everything at Menards. Spruce up your kitchen or laundry room with appliances from top brands including Whirlpool, Amana, KitchenAid, Maytag, and Criterion. Check out the largest in-stock selection to take home today at the lowest prices. Upgrade to new energy-efficient appliances and save big money with 11% off everything. Offer good through May 8th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Wearing a mask is more than protection. It's a bridge to better days. The path back to celebrations with family. Nights out on the town with friends. Game days with your favorite sports teams. And the thrill of live concerts. But until we can all get the COVID-19 vaccine and build community immunity, which will take time, we all need to continue to stay careful, because Michigan's recovery is depending on you, and so are your family, friends, and neighbors. So even after you're vaccinated, wear a mask, avoid large gatherings, and social distance. One day in the near future, we will all be able to put. But until then, spread hope, not COVID. Learn more at michigan.gov/coronavirus. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
I need these boxes in bin 7. Oh, hello. Hi. I just want to call in and find out when next.
Whitney's warehouse foreman just retired, and the replacement needs to move to fulfillment.
Hold on. Guys, can we get the dock cleared now?
Indeed can help her hire the people she needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
On the next Markley, VanCamp and Robbins show.
When will Robbins quit calling Melinda Gates?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I already hate the ex.
And you love her money.
Yes. Keep me, please.
Markley, VanCamp and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. This is the Stone Specialist Studios. 100.5. News Radio WSGW. 790. News Radio WSGW.
Welcome back to Focus. Talking to Ben Liebenow from RoofMaxx about the RoofMaxx system of extending the life of your shingles. Ben, let me ask, if you get up on a roof and if I've waited too long and maybe you find a little damage or shingles lifted, can you do those repairs before you spray the shingles?
Yeah, absolutely. Part of our treatment process, we do what's called a roof tune-up. And in the roof tune-up, we go and do a thorough inspection of the roof. We blow any debris that's on the roof off with a leaf blower, and part of that process, we'll find shingles that lift where the seal tabs have failed or never adhered. Do the improper installation, and we hand seal the shingles down. Check your flashing, check your pipe boots, check a lot of these areas that are prone for leaks and failures, and we address those issues. To a certain point, if you have a large section needs to be replaced, there'll be an extra. Most of the little things we find are covered in the RoofMaxx treatment process itself.
So it's not only an extension of the life of my shingles, it's a health checkup of my roof then.
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at most manufacturer recommendations, they recommend an annual roof maintenance inspection done on the roof, which none of us do, myself included, until I got into the roof restoration game. So, yeah.
That's true. No doubt about it. Do you have a website?
Yeah, we do. If you go to www.roofmaxx.com, that's RoofMaxx with 2 X's, you'll go to our national landing page, and you can fill out an information request form on there.
So, typically someone who wants this done, how far in advance do they have to book you? How busy are you?
We're probably a couple months out right now. Depends where your location is. If we can put a couple jobs together, let's say we're having a work, week in Bay City or Saginaw, we'll try to lump groups together so we can cut down on our transportation costs and travel costs as the gas prices keep going up along with everything else.
Yeah. Yep. No doubt about that. How does someone get a hold of you?
Yeah, the fastest way to get a hold of me is to call me directly. My direct line is 989-859-6751. And the estimates we get to pretty quickly. It's usually within a week we can get out to your house and do a roof inspection and your roof and see if it qualifies. And talking about qualification real quick, we found that actually 90% of the roofs that we look at don't need to be replaced. We can actually treat them instead of having to replace them. So
yeah, just in terms of time on site, you mentioned earlier a couple hours. For the average size home, what does the homeowner expect? What happens when you show up?
Yep. So after we've qualified the roof and the customers said they want to go ahead and treat the roof, we schedule a time for us to come out for treatment. We'll show there either on time or at a schedule in most cases. And we set up all of our safety gear, fall protection, and all that. Our number one concern is safety for myself and your home especially. So we'll set up everything we need to do the job safely. We inspect the roof one more time as we're up there, blow any debris off, do our roof tune-up, and then we start doing treatment. We spray the product on with a high-volume, low-pressure sprayer, so it's very easy and gentle on the roof. And after about 2.5 to 3 hours, we'll be done with our treatment. The process, as far as the RoofMaxx penetrating into the roof, takes 72 hours till it's fully cured out. So we always ask our homeowners if they want to go on the roof to stay off for about 72 hours, let RoofMaxx do what it's supposed to do, and then they're free to go up and check it out if they want to, or
I can think of no reason I'd ever want to go up on my roof. Ever.
And that's where we come in, and we're happy to go up there for you. So.
Oh, that's exactly right. Exactly right. Well, give me your phone number again.
Yeah, that's 989-859-6751.
6751. All right. Listen, Ben, we'll talk again, but RoofMaxx to me is an exciting product. I didn't know about it until I talked to you the last time. And what a way to extend the life of a very expensive part of your home. Great to talk to you.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me out. It's a pleasure.
You bet. Anytime. Take care. Bye-bye now. Ben Libano and RoofMaxx. There's an idea for you. We'll take our last break. Be back to find out what's happening in the marketplaces when we return.
Before buttons, things were much harder, like starting an outboard motor or even treating sleep apnea. If you've tried CPAP but struggle to get a good night's sleep, relief can be as easy as a button with Inspire.
Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside your body with just the click of a hose. Just sleep. To learn more, visit inspiresleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
And the winner is...
Who doesn't love to win? Now you can win big at Wildfire Credit Union with the Great Loan Payoff. Finance any secured or signature loan at Wildfire from May through August, and Wildfire might just pay it off up to $50,000. That's right, they are paying off a loan up to $50,000 for one lucky winner, maybe even me. Loans must be approved by noon on August 31st to qualify. The Wildfire Great Loan Payoff drawing takes place in September. Immediately. Anyone who finances a secured or signature loan through Wildfire from May through August wins big with great rates and terms.
It's easy and convenient to apply. Just ask for Wildfire financing at your dealership. Apply online or directly at your nearest Wildfire branch. The Great Loan Payoff, now through August. Wildfire Credit Union, distinctively better. Loans subject to credit approval, restrictions apply. Visit wildfirecu.org/payoff for details.
Join the millions switching to Spectrum Mobile and you could save up to 40%. Nationwide 5G is included with every plan, and there are no added taxes or fees, plus no contracts. And for a limited time, get up to $300 off a new trade-in when you switch to Spectrum Mobile. Visit a Spectrum store near you or go to spectrummobile.com today. Savings based on comparison of single-line comparable unlimited plans amongst major national carriers as of 1/27/2021. Data usage limits vary by carrier. Spectrum internet required. Services not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Drive green with Bader & Sons Company all the ride. Run with us from now until June 1st and get an even better deal on 1 to 5 Series John Deere tractors with John Deere Rewards. Productivity and versatility are how we run. That's why the 1 through 5 Series John Deere tractors and attachments are engineered to help you till, mulch, haul, seed, sweep, plow, mow. Stop in today or buy online at greentractors.com.
Attention Social Security and SSI recipients. If you did not receive an economic impact payment for your eligible spouse or dependents, you may need to file a 2020 tax return with the IRS and claim the recovery rebate credit. Go to SSEIP to see if you need to file a tax return and if eligible for other refundable tax credits, like the child tax credit. That's ssa.gov/EIP. Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
The Focus Show on WSGW, brought to you by Northeastern Paint Supply in Sac. For all your home decorating needs, trust Northeastern Paint Supply, serving you since 1959.
And that'll do it for Focus for today. We thank you for joining us today, taking a look ahead at tomorrow and what's going to happen tomorrow on Focus. Michigan festivals and events will be the topic of discussion. Look forward to that. That will be coming up tomorrow here on WSGW. By the way, Saturday morning, we're going to be on remote Saturday. We'll be in Frankenmuth at the Harvey Kern Pavilion for Shipshewana on the road. It's coming to Frankenmuth Saturday. We'll be there from 8 in the morning until 11. It'll be there Friday and Saturday. They open up at 2 o'clock on Friday. Saturday, they open up at 9 o'clock for Shipshewana on the road. Another, quote, return to normalcy, if you will. And we'll be broadcasting there from 8 to 11. And at 9 o'clock, we're going to talk to a very special guest. She used to do a show around here called Swing Shift and the Stars. Judy Harrison, a tremendous musician, voiceover talent, promoter, and just an all-around neat lady. We're going to talk about something she's doing at the State Theater coming up in May, a Patsy Cline show. She does a tribute to Patsy Cline that is absolutely out of this world. She's phenomenal at it. So we'll tell you more about that Saturday morning from 9 to 10 here on WSGW. Waiting for Baird & Company, so we will allow Terry Henney to chat with Steve, and we'll take leave this morning and make room for Terry Henney's Farm Show coming up next here on WSGW. Whoops, just a minute. Steve is on the line, so we will chat with Steve. Steve, good morning to you.
Well, good morning to you, too.
Gotcha. How's the markets doing?
Well, hang on. They're doing not too bad here today. Well, excuse me. We have the Dow Jones Industrial Average is
somewhere on the computer.
Somewhere over the rainbow. It is, oh, come on. Had that up just a minute ago as I was dialing. It is still up. It is up. Putting it at 34,208 on volume of 307 million shares. The NASDAQ's ahead by 62. And that puts it at 13,695, and the volume is 341 million shares.
And your ticker tip for the day?
My ticker tip. I'm going to go back to what do people do for income when they're in these tough times? You know, you've got virtually zero for interest rates if you're trying to get a CD, a bond. And so sometimes people start looking at things as annuities. And there are fixed annuities, and some of them are, well, there's all kinds of annuities, fixed, variable, and they can be quite complicated as far as what the guarantees are for your interest rates. Remember, if they're trying to quote you an interest rate that seems way too good to be true, probably is. You better dig into it and see what that is, how they're getting it. On a fixed annuity, that does not have like FDIC insurance or anything behind it. It is covered by the insurance company offering it. So you do need to check and see how good the insurance company is, what their balance sheet looks like, and understand how they're calculating that interest rate.
Yeah. How do we get some help from you?
Well, you call us right here at Baird & Company, where the telephone number is 790-5724. Or you can find us on the web at rwbaird, that's BAIRD.com, and look for the Saginaw branch.
Excellent. We'll talk to you down the road, Steve. Have a great day.
Good. You do the same, sir.
Take care. Bye-bye now. Steve Anderson at Baird & Company with our ticker tip of the day. We move over now for Terry Henney's Farm Show after these notes.
Get huge savings with fuel rewards every time you fill up at one of your 26 area Forward Shell convenience stores. Get at least 5 cents off a gallon every single fill up and earn even more when you make purchases in store. You can regularly save 10, 20, even 30 cents off a gallon, which means less money goes into your tank and more stays into your wallet. Visit fuelrewards.com to sign up and start saving today. That's Fuel Rewards at your area Forward Shell convenience stores. And remember, when you want to pay forward.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Finding can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now you can free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Frankenmuth Aerial Park. You were going to get a pass for only $19.50. It's usually $39. You are getting it half off. It includes a 2-hour weekday or weekend session. And if you've never been to the Frankenmuth Aerial Park, they have something for everyone. Something fun and new to try. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Swinging a fly ball right field, deep down the line, got a chance and gone, a home run. Jamer Candelario with his second home run.
The Tigers play 6:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW. Now, the Farm Radio Show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henney and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Mostly cloudy. Good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. All across the state, we're not seeing much sunshine at all, other than the extreme southwest corner of the lower peninsula. Right now, it looks like Benton Harbor with sunny skies. They're talking 46 degrees. Holland, Grand Rapids, a little bit of sun in South Haven. But that's pretty much about it. Even across the upper peninsula, you've got to go to the west side of the UP to see any sun. Temperatures, for the most part, are hanging into the middle 40s, even across the upper peninsula, with the exception of Newberry and Munising. They're looking at 38 and 39 degrees. Officially at the airport, we have 50 degrees, 48 degrees at Radio Center, with plenty of clouds. Midland has 47, downtown Bay City is currently looking at 48. We have a northwest breeze gusting to 25 miles per hour, so it's pretty chilly out there for this time of the year. 29.99 and rising is the barometric pressure. Low pressure system moving away from us, high pressure system moving toward us. It looks as though that high over western Missouri is going to be moving up into the Great Lakes here overnight tonight. The low pressure system that affected our weather and quite frankly gave us kind of a dreary day yesterday is right now over New York State, and that is going to continue to move off to the east. Northwest breeze overnight lightened up a little bit, but then picked back up. And as you can tell here from the current conditions, it looks as though that northwest wind is going to continue today and into the nighttime hours tonight. Although close to midnight tonight, we are going to begin to see the wind speeds die down just a little bit, along with the temperature. That's going to be dying down as well. We're looking for low tonight of right around 37 after a projected high temperature of 56. We are going to need a glimpse of sun as we go through the day, and I think we will. We'll see some sunshine around as the clouds thin out just a little bit, but then overnight, especially late tonight, we'll see a few clouds move in, but for the most part, I'm looking for partly cloudy skies tonight, and that's what's going to cause the temperatures to drop down as chilly as what they will, but not down to freezing tonight. As we go through the end of the work week, tomorrow we're going to be looking at clouds, but mostly sunny skies until, I want to say after 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. 51 is going to be our high, so it'll be cooler tomorrow, and then definitely cooler tomorrow night. We will be looking at clearing skies for a while. There is going to be the chance of some precipitation popping up yet in the early evening. After that, chances of rain will increase about 3, 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Then it'll taper off, clear off after midnight, 32 for a low on early Friday morning. And then during the day on Friday, a little cooler still. We'll see some clouds, some spotty showers around. Low pressure system over the Toronto area is going to move way off to New Jersey later in the day on Friday. So that's going to clear things out. And that's what's going to cause, once again, temperatures to be, I think, below freezing on Friday night. Let's say 30 degrees inland. It is going to be colder than that. Then on Saturday, we'll start to build back up. 50 degrees. That's what it looks like for a high on Saturday, but much better chance of sunshine. And then Saturday night, it'll be partly cloudy, 30 degrees for a low, or I should say 35 degrees for a low on Saturday night. So by far the coldest night will be on Friday night and Saturday morning. And then on Sunday, we'll be 58 for a high, 35, 36 for a low. Then on Monday, still temperatures around that 34, 35 degrees at night, 58 for a high. And finally on Tuesday, we'll begin to warm up just a little bit more. But all the way through this period, very spotty precipitation, not a lot in the rain gauge. Some could pick up a 1/4 of an inch at a shot. Others won't see anything. The main reason why we're seeing this precipitation pattern is we're literally shut off from any moisture flow from the Gulf of Mexico. There's a very intense frontal system that's been running all the way from Texas up to the New England states. And all along and south that front, severe weather, damaging winds, tornadoes, hail, flooding conditions, 7, 8 inches of rain in a very short period of time. All of that activity is south of that front. And eventually that front is going to be moving away. Once it does, then we're going to begin to see some warmer temperatures moving up our way. And I got a funny feeling we're probably going to have to wait until about the 13th, 14th of May before we finally begin to see a warming trend that I think is going to stick with us. But for the time being, that frontal system that pathway is just not going away. Average high for this time of the year is 64. The normal low is 43. Record high in this state, 88. Set back in 1949. The record low, 30, set in 1958. And a year ago today, once again, it was cool. 49 was our high. 33 was our low a year ago today. Incidentally, the first record high 90 degrees was today down in the Flint area, and that was set back in 1952. We're going to have to wait a couple more days before we see 90-degree record highs in the Great Lakes Bay region. Probably first part of the work week next week is when some of those readings will take place. Long-range outlook to take us right up through about the 14th, 15th on average is for below average on the temperatures. But I think we're going to average out and then actually be above average once we get into the second half of the work week and the following weekend, with precipitation patterns still running at or below normal for this time of the year. That is what the weather looks like. We'll be talking a little bit more about the weather as we go through the broadcast. Gary Kaufman is standing by from Star of the West. We'll be talking to him in just a second. Hopefully something hasn't blown him away. The way these markets have been going, it's hard to say. We'll talk to Gary in just a moment. But before that, we want to remind you the weather forecast is brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. plus unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrient Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Tri-County Equipment. They want to remind you that time has come for a serious tractor upgrade. Yeah, you get it all done with a 3025E tractor weekender package available right now at all of the locations of Tri-County Equipment. You not only get the tractor, the 3025E, you get a loader, the 300E, and you get a rotary cutter with it too, the RC2060. They've got special financing available, so you might want to check it out today. Remember, when you're talking Tri-County and John Deere, you are talking Tri-County Equipment. Not only all across Michigan's thumb, but also Saginaw, Reese, and Birch Run. Tri-County Equipment working harder, doing more. Incidentally, if you would like a little bit more information about the markets, we'll be getting more from Gary Kaufman here in just a moment. But you might want to dial up Talkin' Beans. This morning, we had the opportunity to talk not only to Joe Kramer, but also Lou DeGrant and Caleb Sundblad with the cooperative elevator up in Pigeon. We talked about marketing strategies, what you as a producer should be looking at, and very possibly integrating some dry beans into your planting schedule for this year, and some reasons why you should be looking at that. A very informative program. It only runs about a half hour. You'll get a lot of information out of it. We had a good time talking to those three guys this morning. So Talkin' Beans, you can go to our Farm Service Facebook page and retrieve the Talkin' Beans feature and take a look at it. I know you will thoroughly enjoy that program. Just like we're going to enjoy talking to Gary Kaufman at Star of the West. Gary, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Terry. I'm doing well, thanks.
Well, let me see. You still have all 10 fingers, so you're hanging in there, all right.
Yeah, I don't know. You call is the word of the day gyrations, because you have market gyrations both up and down and around, and we're holding near 8-year highs here, Terry. So yeah, it's just been a lot of movement in the grains, as everybody knows.
I know we were talking about volatility this morning, the markets. Volatility is a good adjective, but it really doesn't describe exactly what's been going on. It's more along the lines of death defying. You don't know what to think. And a heck of it is with these markets the way they are right now, I mean, guys should be able to be smiling right now, but when's it going to end and how quick is it going to end? I mean, you're talking your livelihood here if you let this thing get away from you.
Oh yeah, for sure. When the guys when you start booking, for new crop contracts and pricings, and generally you're booking at a profitable level. And then once you continue, when you start booking, I mean, you want the market to go up, and it has, just because, hey, you might only book 5%, 10%, and you just keep, as these markets go up, you keep booking a little more, and at the end of the day, you're going to have a pretty decent average, and you've heard me say more times than not, Terry. I always use the baseball analogy. You go for the base hit, not the home run, but it looks like if the guys that haven't done anything and gone for the home run this year is right, which is very rare that happens, though.
So what are we looking at right now?
Well, right now we've got cash wheat up 8 and new crop up 8 as well at 705 on the white, 670 on the red. The cash corn is actually down 3 right now, Terry, at 679. New crop is up 8 at 539. Cash soybeans currently up a penny at $15.29, and new crop, let's call it up 8, Terry, at $13.06.
All righty. Gary, you take care. Have a good day, okay?
I will. You do the same. Thanks,
You
Terry.
betcha. A little bit more as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer has all the quotes. The market report brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline. If you're looking for a new Ram commercial truck or van, get it from a dealer that's been around since 1852. They know trucks and vans at Schaefer and Beerline. And right now it's Ram Spring commercial truck season going on. They are the Great Lakes Bay Area's certified ag dealer. That's Schaefer and Beerline. And by the folks at Steiner Tractor, new parts for old tractors. That's what you get. 800-234-3280 or go to steinertractor.com. Morning, Doug.
Good morning.
What are we looking at now?
10-year high on copper.
Wow.
That's doing all right. So it's a pretty thin market at this point. You know, we're in low oxygen levels. So she goes. Speculation is at all-time highs. You know, investors, speculators, gamblers looking at these cryptocurrencies making 100% a day, maybe more. It's unbelievable, the money that's being turned over. Never seen it before. So anyway, here's your numbers. July corn, 6.94 3/4, down 2 cents. December corn, 5.89, up 8.5. The July soybeans, 15.38 1/2, up 1/4 of a penny. November soybeans, 13.70, up 6 3/4. The July wheat is 7.35, up 8 1/4, and December wheat 7.35 3/4, up 7 1/4. Crude oil 66.18, up 49 cents. Heating oil 201 1/2, that's up 1 1/2 cents. Gasoline on the July contract hit a new high for the year, 215.92, that's up 0.8 of a penny. Natural gas is $3.08, that is down 0.4 of a penny. Canadian dollar. U.S. dollar only gets you $1.2258 at the border. That's down 51 ticks. The yen is at 109.25, down 8 ticks. The euro, 120. That's down 13 ticks. The dollar's at 91.28, down 5 ticks. Gold's at 17.80.90, up $5.10. Silver's at 26.50, up 3.5 cents. And platinum's at 12.31.40. That's down 40 cents.
All right. 40 cents?
Yeah, nothing there.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
Doug, you take care.
Okay, good
All righty. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Folks at the Michael Starr Crop Insurance Agency want you to be prepared. Yeah, the most difficult task that farmers face is being prepared for unknown events. Being prepared means not only avoiding or minimizing negative events, but being able to take advantage of positive events. Hail insurance covers losses due to hail. And before you know it, we're going to be looking at that fear. You know, the Michael Starr Crop Insurance Agency tells us that that hail insurance will pay a loss from 1% to 100%. You pick the fields you want covered. And they also want you to know that they cover all of Michigan with conventional and organic crop insurance. Give them a call today, 800-345-7247, or in Reese, 989-868-4722. On the line with me right now, Ed Garber over at Nutrient Ag Solutions. Ed, I don't think we're going to have to worry about hail as of yet, but it looks like we've got some chilly nighttime temperatures on the horizon.
Yeah, hi, Terry. Yeah, I hope you're right. We don't have to worry about hail yet. But, yep, got some cold weather coming again. But, boy, you know, we're planting's well ahead of normal, well ahead of schedule. Things are good. We've planted in some of the best soil conditions I think we ever have. And, you know, I don't think anything's up quite enough. If we do get a frost, I don't think we're going to have much damage. Just, you know, I think last time you and I talked, we had just come out of a cold snap, and I said, you know, give us some time and go out and scout and see what we got. And we fared that one all right. So we'll see what happens this time.
We'll see what happens this time. Now, any advice you want to give our producers right now, Ed?
You know, one thing that's kind of front and center right now is, you know, this spring has just been nonstop. Really no rain breaks until just now. I guess I would just encourage everybody to really really keep good records, check your records, make sure I'm the seed guy here. So seed's what's on my mind, but make sure you know what you have planted where with all the different trait platforms and all the different trade options. Just make sure you know what you have planted where, so when it comes time for those post-herbicide applications, we don't have a disaster. The crop's really valuable, the most valuable it's been in years. So just pay close attention and focus on ROI this year. With $7 corn today and beans well up into the teens, I think it's time to really, really push the envelope and get all you can get out of the makers.
I guess so. Ed Garber, always good to talk. Have a good day, okay?
All right. Hey, you too, Terry. Thank you.
I will. Ed Garber with Nutrient Ag.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center. We're more than a custom paint store. We have everything you need. From carpet to lighting, it's all here. With quality and satisfaction guaranteed. Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
Since 1959, count them, that's 62 years, Northeastern Paint Supply has been serving the Tri-Cities. We have the most knowledgeable staff in the area, offering you the highest quality products in the industry. Benjamin Moore Paints, Hunter Douglas Blinds, Quazell and Kitchener Lighting, Flooring from Flooring America, fireplace doors, gas logs, and custom-made rugs. It's all here under one roof. Northeastern Paint Supply, Saginaw and Bay City.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
Experience the most reliable RTK signal from PC Ag Solutions, compatible with most GPS receivers. Trade in your old radio or modem and get an affordable subscription through us. We have over 25 base station locations across the Lower Peninsula, and we're always looking to add more to our network. Discover more power, more accuracy, and more coverage with our 450 megahertz signal. Call us to learn more today. PC Ag Solutions, 989-868-4444. Along with me, Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Craig, with all of the folks on computers today, probably more computers in action and more computer time in action, we can't emphasize enough about security on some of this internet activity that we do, can we?
No, Terry, we can't. And I know it might be an over talked about topic. We hear about the ads all the time for the security companies and stuff, but you can buy cyber security through the insurance companies. One of the unique things about that coverage is it doesn't necessarily just cover electronic data. Maybe you're still using paper invoices and one blows off the hood of the pickup and it happens to have some important account information on it, and that gets into the wrong hands. Actually, that cyber policy will cover your expenses on that, even though it's paper and not digital. If you're a seed dealer, have the conversation with your seed company. What happens if the system gets hacked? Who's responsible? Who has to notify the customers? Hopefully those conversations are happening. If they haven't, please have them. And if you see the need for coverage, we can certainly fill that gap for you.
I know there's a lot of folks concerned about data flying around in the cloud. Anything that producers can do about that if that data gets compromised?
Well, that's one of the things that the policy will help pay for the expenses to notify your customers, to put the plan, recovery plan into action, and to maybe supply some of those extra security measures to the folks who information got sent out. So, of course, do all your typical stuff, change your passwords often, do all that stuff. But there are so many people out there surfing the web and, have extra time on their hands. They're finding all kinds of unique ways to get into everybody's system and use it to their advantage.
Well, I guess so. For more information, follow up on that. How do we get a hold of you, Craig?
Well, Terry, I can take a call at 800-572-0939, or they can go to rummelinsurance.com and contact me that way.
All righty. Have a good one. We'll talk to you again.
Thanks, Terry.
You bet. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. So call them for a quote. today. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we join radio stations all across the country by playing our national anthem.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Steve Kathan. An oversight committee upholds former President Trump's ban on Facebook, but committee co-chairman Michael McConnell says the social network has to make its policies clearer.
We are giving Facebook 6 months to conduct this review, at which point the company must make a definite and clear determination based on the severity of the conduct and the danger of future harm.
Mr. Trump was forced off after the January attack at the U.S. Capitol. CNET's Ian Scher.
The question that Facebook's going to have to answer now is that in the next 6 months, it needs to decide what are its policies around these types of issues and how will it apply them appropriately and consistently.
The pressure on Trump critic Liz Cheney is increasing in the House. CBS's Steve Dorsey says the number 2 Republican is speaking out.
House Republican Whip Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise is calling on Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy to replace Cheney with New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik. Cheney has stuck to her guns despite pressure from her party, blaming Mr. Trump for the January 6th attack on the Capitol.
Peloton is voluntarily recalling its Tread and Tread Plus treadmills. They've been linked to injuries and the death of a child. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky tells CBS this morning the government can do more and will to get more Americans vaccinated against COVID-19.
We have to do the hard work of reaching the people where they are. So that means having more pop-up clinics, having more mobile clinics, having more walk-ins available. So it's very convenient for people to be able to get the vaccine.
Eric Roy found time to visit a pop-up clinic in Eastern Maryland to get the first 2 shots.
When you work, it's hard to get it done because I drive truck and I'm on the road all the time.
Is it a relief?
Oh, man, definitely.
A group of businesses has filed a lawsuit against Oregon's governor over new virus restrictions. The firing of an Atlanta cop and the shooting death of a black man, Rayshard Brooks, in a parking lot